I'm still echoey. Okay, we'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. Okay, we are live. Fantastic. Let's deal with that problem first. I'm echoey. That might be for a few different reasons. It's either using the wrong microphone.
It sounds like it's coming through two microphones.
I have a feeling it's... Okay, I think it was using one of my... Because I have so many cameras connected right now. Well, I have 2 cameras connected right now. That should be good, theoretically. I have so many cameras connected right now. Well, I have 2 cameras. That sounds better. Okay, yeah, that sounds better on my end. Alrighty, cool. Here we are. At last, after a whole 10 minutes of troubleshooting, we are here. Hello. Welcome to the 3D printer maintenance live stream, where we will be maintaining our 3D printers. We have the great Dora. If you want to plug your stuff, feel free.
Hello. I don't have much to plug other than the YouTube, and that's Strelkomania, and probably, as you guessed, that I'm here with a 3D printer. I post a lot of videos about 3D printing, a little bit of robotics, a lot of design. Yeah, nothing too crazy on my end. But I'm excited to be here because my machines have been neglected.
Awesome. And we have Joseph, as
Hello.
always.
Yep.
Do you want to tell us about yourself?
I suppose I could do. I do a bit of 3D printing here and there, sell a few bits and bobs on Etsy and my website, so my 3D printers get a fair bit of use. I do try to keep them maintained, but I've deliberately left one nice and dusty for today.
Nice and dusty. Alrighty then, awesome. Right, I'm going to grab the printer I will be maintaining today. Let me swivel over. So, just as a catch-up, what are you guys doing to your... So you're mostly... sorry, Dora, you are doing what with your printer today?
Right now we're doing a fan transplant from one ender to another because I don't even know how I managed, but I broke a fin on a fan and it makes a really annoying sound.
Oh, I've done that.
So
I've done that. That's the reason my Ender 3 uses a Noctua fan at the front. Because I think I jammed the screen.
Exactly.
Oh, do you know what it was? It was when I was trying to do... I printed a new hot end cover thing. And it was when I was putting a new one in, I jammed the screwdriver in there. Maybe I should do this without the filament. Oh no. It's... Okay, well... okay, do I make it the... Okay, fuck it. I'm taking the whole printer. This is a heavy boy.
Yeah, it'll be a workout.
There's a reason I go to the gym. Righty. Right. What is the most difficult problems you guys have encountered whilst printing?
Joe, do you want to give it a start? What was the most difficult problem you've ever encountered?
Bed leveling, I think, getting a nice perfect layer. That's probably the most challenging thing, but that's been...
I think a perfect level bed is a myth. I don't think that exists.
It's impossible.
It's like that Rick and Morty episode where he shows them the absolute level. It's like everything is crooked. Nothing is ever flat. So my printer has LEDs that I've added to it. Mm-hmm. And they're starting to burn out. I wasn't planning on replacing them today, but they actually caused me an issue because I've recently installed Octoprint and I have a camera pointing at it, but the lights are a little bit overpowering. So...
Oh, so is it hard to see in the camera?
Yeah, it's blown out, yeah. And like there's one that, because it's all around, there's always one that's like facing the camera and just blowing out the whole thing. But if I cover one side of it, it's fine. But these LEDs are burning out anyway, so I'm just gonna remove all of them. How do I... Oh, okay, well, I ripped the LED thing. Lovely.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Every single LED project I've done, I've managed to somehow like rip off a wire, pull off like a solder pad.
Oh, those are the worst.
I don't know if that says too much about my skills or what, but I made these like lightning bolt shoes last year, and I was using the EL LED wire, and I completely tore the connector off. And with those, it's like literally impossible to solder
Oh,
on because
yeah.
it's like a light filament and like tinfoil basically. I'm like, great, now I have to buy a new one.
I like the
I don't
look
know
of
how to
them, but
fix this.
yeah, I like the look of them, but they look inconvenient to do anything with.
They are super awesome. It looks like a neon light, but
Yeah,
they are
exactly.
very inconvenient.
I have an issue where I didn't heat up the thing, so I can't remove the filament.
I've
And I
just
don't.
had
Oh,
that
I
issue as well. I've just realised, so I've just plugged it in and I'm gonna remove it now.
I think I'm just gonna slip it off close to the end and then deal with that problem later. Also, I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys, I don't know if you guys have this problem, but so the Ender S1 comes with a filament runout sensor, right?
Mhm.
The problem I have with it is that the filament is slowly eating through this brass ring that they've put on here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like slowly eating away at it. And I'm not quite sure what to do about it.
Can you take that apart?
Theoretically, yeah.
I'm
Just didn't
wondering
think
if that might be something you can replace.
Do you reckon Creality would send me
question
a
is-
replacement?
The question is like, what do you replace it with? Can you pop out the brass ring and
Let's have a look.
put something else instead? I feel like
Theoretically.
maybe what if you put in a
Oh, that
piece
just
of your
that's so
PTFE
nice.
tube?
I mean, that's kind of what I had to do on my my Ender 3 because the I can just remove all of this because I'm having the same issue, but through the aluminium whatchamacallit, the feeding extruder feeding in thing.
Mhm.
It doesn't. It probably does open, but I don't know if I want to. Hold up.
Deal
Move
with
this
that.
back. I'll deal with it. It's just whether I want to do it in a controlled manner or or an explosive
Or in
manner.
complete chaos.
Yeah, it's the only two ways of doing things. It's doing it properly or doing it terribly. Am I right in saying that you're an engineer, but there's a caveat when it comes to being an engineer in Canada, right?
Yeah, you're right. So technically I did graduate from engineering school, but I can't like legally call myself an engineer until I have 4 years of qualified experience under a professional engineer and then take like law and ethics exams. So I'm an engineering graduate,
Wait, you
but I
need to do
can't call
law and
myself an
ethics for
engineer.
engineering?
Oh yeah. When you
Wow.
make things as an engineer, you have to, make sure that you're not killing people in the process or that your design is safe. You're
I like that only
considering
applies
the
to
environment.
engineers.
Well, I mean in general, but I guess they decided to be like, oh no, this is super serious. Like if you're building bridges, planes, like you can
Yeah.
imagine there's a lot of consequences, like if you miss a bolt, if you don't do your math correctly. So they're like, yeah, we need to kind of regulate this, but I don't think that's the case for everywhere. Like I think in the States, if you just graduate, you can call yourself an engineer.
So, follow-up question: does it annoy you when people on the internet with no engineering qualifications call themselves engineers?
To be honest, it doesn't really annoy me. I just know like that, oh, they probably haven't gone through some of the same qualifications maybe. I think it's really funny because some of my colleagues graduated. Hopefully they're not watching. But some of my colleagues graduated and they started calling themselves engineers right away. Like on LinkedIn, they'll change, oh, I'm an engineer. I'm like, you can't legally do that. You know this. We have a class about this. Like, come on, dude. Did you pay attention? And so we have this like governing body called Professional Engineers Ontario, like in our province. And they've actually emailed some of those people and been like, you can't call yourself an engineer. Please change this or we will take measures into our own hands.
Okay, so I've just bumped
It
into a
doesn't-
problem. Sorry, I've just bumped into a problem. So remember how I was saying that like I'm gonna do everything non-chaotically and be careful with it?
What you break?
I just had a spring that just pinged off somewhere And wait, I think I just found it. Hold up.
It?
I did. I found it.
Nice.
I found the tiniest spring.
Does it look like a pen spring? Could you have replaced it?
No, it's a little bit smaller than a pen spring.
Oh.
I have a bunch of replacement springs, but yeah, I probably could have. How's chat doing? Hello.
Good thing you found it.
Honestly, I'm shocked I did. It didn't ping off as far as I thought it would. But yeah, I'm looking inside the filament capture sensor, and there's just a bearing in here. And honestly, I thought it was just going to be like a limit switch, but they've actually used a whatchamacallit? Joseph, what are these called? They're like beam breaking.
Oh,
beam breaking.
Is it like an IR sensor?
I assume so.
Yeah, I would assume it's that as well. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, Joseph, do you want to tell us about your qualifications?
Not really.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I have a degree in electronic engineering, so a BSc. And in the UK, we can call ourselves engineers as much as we like, as soon as we like. Even before we've graduated, it seems to be that people call themselves engineers. So, yeah, I think the importance of the title doesn't really matter as much over here to people. So I'll read a few messages from chat. So we've got, hello Mello, that thing is like a sink hair trap. Not sure what that was referring to.
Sink hair trap. Interesting.
Can't make
Maybe
bombs.
The fan?
So can't make bombs. I think that was when we were talking about the engineer title.
Yeah.
Evening. Opto Switch says Gears Code and Fire. Michael Lachance, sorry. Hi
Hey,
Dora.
Michael. Hi,
Is
Michael.
anyone paying attention to chat? Yep.
We are paying attention. We're just having a discussion between ourselves.
And then Cloud says, I don't think right now. I was paying attention. I was just waiting for a few to add up.
Cloud, if you want to monitor the chat for us, you can do. Actually, no, that's a terrible idea. No, you're a bad influence. Cloud is also my chess playing partner, and he's so far beaten me every single time, which I don't know if it makes him a good partner or a terrible partner. But a partner.
I think you want a partner that challenges you, so I would say a good partner.
No. I challenge myself, so I think I'm my best partner. Righty-ho. That's done. I keep forgetting that this printer has like a little drawer.
Did you add that, or did it come with it?
No, it comes with it. But like, I never ever keep anything in it. What secrets should I hide in the drawer? Chat, let me know.
Oh, put a little minifigure in there. I know I'm not chat, but...
It's fine, if you write it in chat, it'll come through. Yeah.
No Mercy in chess says das, I'm going to guess Warsteiner. Or Warsteiner.
Oh,
I'm guessing it's in German, so... How do I pronounce the last message in chat, Tom?
No Mercy in chess. He, what? Wrong partner. He has a Prusa Mini. The wrong partner. What? Was that the one you meant?
Don't.
Is that the message you meant?
Yeah, but the name, how do I pronounce the name?
Oh, you're asking a person that can't read? No idea. Just that person. You're literally asking a person that can't read to read something. So this is the only time ever I've printed something with like the fuzzy texture in Cura. And I don't know if I like it.
That?
I was feeling experimental. And the setting isn't experimental, so yeah.
So you've not given in to some of your comments about
switching to Orca
switch it to
Slicer.
a different slicer.
Okay, so I have Orca Slicer. Here's my thing. Why? I don't run like a multi-printer print farm.
Like yeah.
I don't have a Bamboo Labs printer. I don't have a Prusa printer. Why would I use whatchamacallit? Orca printer? Like, sure, I get it. Like the connectivity and all that is really nice, and it has like out of the box what are they called? Calibration stuff. But like, I don't know. It might be one of those things where like in my oh, there we go. In my urge to be efficient and putting out videos every other week, I just stick to what I know for the most part. And if I don't know something, I'll see if I have time to learn it. But I don't know. I've not had a problem with Cura. This printer is very dusty.
Oh, I'm looking at the chat right now, and did he mean that because Cloud Making has a mini Prusa, he's the worst partner?
Cloud doesn't have a printer, so that doesn't make sense.
No, okay, I don't know then.
I assume he meant. I assume he confused Joseph with Cloud.
Yeah,
wow,
maybe.
we've got 15 people in here. Hello, everybody. How you all doing?
So,
Hello.
Do us a favor and like the stream to tell other people about it. That would be fantastic. Sorry, Joseph, you were trying to say?
Yep, Cloud says I don't. Lime Studios 3D says hi. Cloud says also you should not be trusting me with that. Also, please acknowledge my first.
Yes,
Your
we've
first has been
acknowledged both your
acknowledged.
firsts.
From a day before. Also note that he beats me at everything else. And when I
That
say
is very
everything,
true.
I
We
mean
went. We went.
everything.
That is very true. We went to play bowling once, and I've won. What else? Air hockey. I'm pretty good at air hockey. Oh no! Oh no!
What happened?
Oh, so I've never checked the fan at the bottom of this printer.
Oh, is it full of like hair?
Oh yeah, there's a dust bunny in here.
Yeah.
Actual dust bunny. Ugh.
Ew.
Yeah, I. It's not that I mistreat my printers. I just don't look after them. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. That's my 3D printer motto.
So I bought this particular 3D printer second hand, and the previous owner clearly used hairspray for absolutely everything.
Oh
the two
no, did it
printers I
gunk
bought
up
off of him,
everything?
Yeah, it's just covered in it. And this isn't the first time I've cleaned this printer, but it's still got hairspray in various places.
Oh, that's gross. Did it coat the electronics too?
The electronics are covered up, so that's not such a problem. It's just the screen and...
Yeah, but the fan's gonna suck it in, won't it?
Oh, and not the screen. That's kind of annoying. Sticky.
there's no fan on the electronics for this printer.
Oh, fair enough. You know what's funny? I have never opened up this printer yet. Which is a weird thing for me to say, considering I literally open up everything that comes across my desk. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think at the time I was like, hey, it's a really good working printer. I don't want to break it.
I don't know if I should be covering up the serial number on my printer or not.
Does that matter for Prusa printers? Ooh. Hold on, I'm
don't
taking off the
think so.
cover. Big reveal. Oh no, fuck! There's a fan. I pulled the fan. Damn it. Okay.
So I just spent the last however long we were in stream trying to take one fan off. So I'm on an Ender V1, and to get to the leads of this fan, I had to unscrew it from the hot end, and then I have to flip it over so
Hold
I
on,
can flip it
I'm
over,
out.
take the screen off,
Hold on, I'm gonna
and
enlarge
then
your
I have to
screen.
take like
Jesus.
five screws just to get to this. Also, I probably should
yeah,
fix how
that
well you
does
can
do
see,
that.
but
Yeah, you're alright. Yeah, that's. Yeah, that see that
What?
middle bit where that holds the that metal bit that you have holding the actual electronics in place, I thought I kept that after I converted mine to a CR10 wannabe. Turns out no. Turns out I just chucked it out.
This thing?
Yeah,
This metal shield?
that exactly that. Now I really wish I've kept it. Do you know what? It doesn't actually look too bad in here. Oh wait, no, we do have a.
That's clean.
That is very clean. Apart from the fan and the thing, it's relatively clean. I'm just gonna give this like a little hit with my air compressor. And so I apologize, it might get a little bit loud. But yeah, give that a hit with my air compressor.
So restart says, "Oh God, that poor fan." That's Vasteiner says, "Very smart motto, Mellow." And Lime Studios 3D.
Sorry, what was my motto?
From the top would be good, would be great.
Very smart. What? What's my smart motto?
Okay. Let's see if I can make that happen. If I have to turn my camera off, is that allowed?
Absolutely not. How dare you even suggest such a... No, yeah, you're fine. Do whatever.
Okay. Let's switch this setup.
This is like really gunky on this. For some reason, the dust that went on my print on the power supply here, it's very gunky. Yeah, but honestly, on the inside, I'm shocked at how clean it is. Considering, actually, no, yeah. Wait, the motor. No, they do have a fan. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. I forgot there's a second fan. I was like, I thought the motor drivers and all that didn't have a fan for a minute, but they do. That's the wrong screwdriver. These are both too small. Oh no. Do I have a big enough one? Yes, I do. Can't see what I'm doing. Ta-da. I'm just taking off the fan. I did consider switching these to like Noctua. Do you know what? The one thing that annoys me properly about the hot end on this printer is the fact that you cannot change both of the fans. I'll talk about it more when I get to it, but it irks me because they're very loud fans, and like yes, I could reprint probably the whole front and do it that way, but I don't want to.
What's the latest thing you've been printing on your printer?
I was printing a project for April Fools. That's how far ahead I am on my videos now. I'm over a month ahead on my videos. Actually, no, that's a lie. No, that's a lie. I'm 2 weeks ahead on my videos ish.
I've seen on your Patreon that you have started a new video.
Which one was that?
I'm not sure how to explain it, or if I want to explain it.
Was it on the Discord?
Can't remember.
Oh, just on Patreon.
Can't remember, but no, you posted it to Discord. It was that short, interesting video.
Oh, that one, the montage.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Yeah, that's for the Valentine's Day video.
Oh, I'm excited. I hope it's something cool. I'm sure it will be.
I see you've got a resin printer. Do you use that much?
Not recently. In the last few months, I actually haven't touched it. Hopefully, I can change that with an upcoming project. But I really, if I can avoid using my resin machines, I will, because I really hate cleaning out the resin.
we have a resin printer. We've not used it yet. It does seem like it.
I honestly, did you buy the wash and care station with it?
So we bought ours second. Well, it's not mine. It's my partner's, and they bought. I think they bought a curing station with hers as well. But yeah,
Okay.
they haven't used it yet.
I would recommend having that station. It really just, it's nice to be able to kind of dial in your workflow. I know some people will buy their own like UV light and then have a tub of
Yeah,
isopropyl alcohol, but I quite like just having one unit that I got it on sale too, that just takes care of that with the timer and everything. It just saves a lot of the hassle.
yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I'd like to have like a set place for it before even starting printing and anything like that, because they get messy. You can't really have them that, and we don't have something like we don't have like a garage or a shed, which makes it annoying because if you want to use a resin printer, fumes are going to be everywhere, and we don't
Yeah.
really have a good way of getting rid of them at the moment, unless we like put it in the bathroom and leave it running with the extractor fan, which currently doesn't actually work because the electrician broke it. So, maybe it's not a good thing that regular people can call themselves engineers in England.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I think I'm done with
I know
games.
you can become a chartered engineer.
What's a chartered
Or a
engineer?
technician.
What
I
are
Yeah,
think-
what is
those?
that?
I don't think technician is protected over here either. I think anyone can call themselves a technician.
Hmm. What is a chartered engineer? I haven't heard that term actually.
Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I'm pretty sure you just pay a what do you call them? Like an
Oh, like
institute.
okay. Like a certification almost?
Yeah, I think you have to. It's like a membership, but I think you need to meet some criteria to be able to be accepted for that membership.
Hmm.
Sounds expensive. I don't have money. I guess I'll never be an engineer.
I think it is quite expensive. So we've got, you need to open up that power supply, make it for lessers, must be nice being ahead of on videos, I'm 2 weeks behind, and restart says insane that engineer is, there's a heart in the way of that word, let me,
Oh, I get that issue with the heart. It's really
Is a
annoying.
protected title. In
is not
yeah,
a protected
insane that
title.
engineers. We really need to talk to the YouTube UI team.
If I just inspect element, can I?
Get rid of it. So, about opening up my power supply, I'm not doing that. It looks relatively
don't.
clean on the inside, and I don't really want to disrupt it, mostly because I'd have to... I think it's screwed in from the other side, so I'd have to undo screws and all that. Yeah, I think I'd be alright. It looks really clean on the inside, so I'm not going to bother. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad this printer didn't need that much work. See? My avoidance of work meant I didn't have to do any of it, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
If only it was always like that.
To be fair, it's the approach my parents took, and I turned out fine.
I think it's worth putting a bit of effort in to maintain your printer so that it doesn't become a big problem when you're in the middle of a big job.
Oh, I completely agree.
What's the biggest thing you guys have printed?
Well, I started printing the Dora's Think Big thing
Oh, yeah.
yesterday, and I may have got a little bit distracted. So this was the. Let me move the printer out of the way, and I can show it on my thing.
Sure, let me enlarge you. You are big now.
Cool. So I started printing the mechanism, and I was using a sample of yellow PLA that I got from one of the Maker Faire things.
Yeah.
But I had a bit of filament left over, so I decided print a big one.
Oh wow, you went big.
So it's 5 times big. So in Prusa Slicer, I just set
Lovely.
it to 500%. And I didn't realise, so this only took maybe an hour and a half to print. But then I thought, oh, what if I tried to scale the rest of the components to
You don't have a big
match?
enough printer for that.
No, there's that problem. But I did did the brain. And this is
Oh,
as far
no.
as I've got so far.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Well, if you need someone to print the frame, maybe it's a bit of excessive, but I can mail it.
Have you got a big printer?
I think. Oh, I wonder if the X1 carbon will fit
I mean, you could probably print it in 2 parts and
in
just
pieces. Yeah.
put it together.
So I did start last night in Fusion 360 remodeling the frame with
I'm
the
sure.
intention of joining 2 parts together, and I changed the text at the bottom to be, instead of think big, it's think bigger. So yeah.
I love that. I didn't
Um,
want to take that motto because I think Morley Kurt on YouTube uses think bigger.
Oh.
I'm not
sure it'd be fine.
Oh, I don't think he
It's fine. He's more interested
copyrighted
in.
that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. He's more concerned about van life right now. Which, by the way, I
That's
have
true.
not been caring for the van life videos.
It's
They're
been a bit
definitely
overwhelming
different.
on Instagram, I think.
Oh yeah, it's mostly just him like going down to the store on his one wheel. Also, he didn't repost my story about the project that he was in on my channel, and I'm still salty about it. So
Hopefully he sees it. I'm not sure.
no,
if
no, he
really
liked
checks
he
his
he
notifications.
he liked the story, and so did Matt.
Okay.
But they didn't repost it, so I'm still mad.
I'd
Basically,
be a little bit salty.
basically you can't please me.
Did you hear that, chat? You can't please him.
Dora, have you got a functioning version
Wait,
of your
hold, whoa,
thinking
whoa, whoa,
mechanism?
whoa.
I do.
Sounds like it's coming through 2 microphones. Just to
Whoa,
show
whoa.
people.
Why am I? Oh, okay. Sorry,
I
I
recently
accidentally
tried-
played the stream in the back of my thing, and I just doubled up all the audio. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
What? Okay, sorry. Go ahead, and then there's a question in the chat. Let's answer. Whenever
So-
you're good.
Jules Ham says, "Good evening, everyone," and Roman Krivanek. I apologise. Hello, can I have a question? I recently tried to upgrade my Ender 3 printer, and from that time my display is not backlighted. Only when I connect a USB cable, it is a little bright. Any suggestions?
Ooh.
So, are you connecting it in the right port?
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest that because they do have 2.
They have, yeah, so if you have a V1, I have a V1. I think all the Ender 3s, they have 3 ports in the back of your LCD screen, if you can see my photo. If you connect in any of the other 2, nothing will happen on your screen. Are you for sure certain you're connecting to the right one? And have you inspected your cable? Is it damaged in any way?
That was a good way
I
to
think
start.
these screens, they're pretty robust. So I often find the issue being the cable. So maybe try that.
It's weird that it brightens up when it connects to USB though. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd need more detail.
I wonder if the power, it's not getting enough power, I guess, to backlight it. That's my guess.
I would suspect there's some kind of short or something, because because I feel like if there was a power delivery issue, it would have affected more than the screen.
Oh no, I just mean towards the screen, like with this cable. But I agree, a short could be a problem as well. That's weird. I've had my fair share of LCD problems. I know on like resin machines, for example, people tend to like get resin on their LCD and it shorts it.
That shorts it? Jeez. I don't know that.
Or it stains it as well sometimes too.
Yeah, I figured staining would be more of an issue than the other thing.
No.
Dan says, "When do we compare nozzle girths?"
Oh, Dan likes to talk about my nozzle.
I think I lose in that department.
Dan brings up my my massive girth of my nozzle anytime he can. It's only because on my Ender 3 I'm running a Ender 3 Pro, because both of these are Ender 3s. Thank you Creality for your fantastic naming scheme. I'm using a 0.8 nozzle, which I guess it's bigger than they even recommend now, because like most people go up to like 0.6.
Do we have any Nathan Builds Robots viewers in the chat, maybe? Or you guys? He recently did a live stream where he upgraded his hot end, like the nozzle, and I don't even know how big it is. It must be at least a couple millimeters in diameter, but it's
Oh damn.
oozing out like 5 times thicker than the filament, if not more. Like it's just
jeez.
oozing out, and pretty much all you can print with that is poop.
I'm sure you can print more
But,
than
like,
poop with it.
Oh, I'm sure, but why would you need a nozzle so big in diameter?
That is a good question. That is a very big nozzle. To be fair, most of the time I use that printer for fast prototyping, so I use the big nozzle just to get it over with.
Yeah.
But anything with any actual detail I end up using this printer for. Also, for some reason the stepper motors on this specific printer get really hot. I don't know why. I mean, they do all have stickers saying caution hot, but but my Ender 3 doesn't
I've
get this
removed
hot.
those stickers. I'm pretty sure I don't have those stickers anymore. Do I constantly burn my fingers? Yes, I do. Sometimes you just forget.
That's what the stickers are for.
Well, sometimes you just forget. You think I'm paying attention as far as a sticker? Not often.
I wonder why.
Restart says, I've been putting off fixing my 3D printer, but I guess I'm going to give it a shot now that it's maintenance day. Got to redo all the belts and everything on my Core XY. Roman says, could be the power problem. And Dan says, that's a big nozzle.
Yeah, Dan, you should check out his channel and watch the video. I think Nathan posted a short, and it's huge.
Jesus.
You know what? I'll show you something that isn't from a pretty big printer. There's this company called LSAM, which stands for Large Scale Manufacturing. Look at this printer poo.
Jeez.
Wow.
Hold on, let me enlarge the poo.
Like, it's huge and very heavy. I could definitely, like,
Is that all
work
just
out with
plastic?
This is all plastic. It's made from
Jesus.
recycled water bottles, and they actually put some fiber in it. I don't know how well my camera's going to pick it up.
Damn.
But it feels fuzzy almost. It
Yeah.
has some texture to it. Underneath, you can see this is their purge material, but when you're printing at this scale, you're not using filament. You're printing with
Yeah.
pellets, because at that point,
Yeah.
the
It's
filament
just
doesn't really make sense.
yeah. I mean, you've seen
Here's
the.
another one.
Wow, that's
This
thick.
is from a different machine, but look how thick that.
Damn. I do want a
Yeah.
printer that big. I
This one's on a robot. The green one was like the printer had a gantry and everything. This one is on like a multi-axis robot arm.
Oh, nice. That's really cool. I'm about to peel off my bed. So I did make a modification to this printer when I got it. I put on a thermal pad thing on the bottom of the bed to like try to keep some of the heat in. It seems to work decently well, to be fair. The only issue I have with it is it peels off on the corners, which is really annoying. And
Do you have Captain tape? Maybe you can tape it down with? I don't know if that...
I do not. I wish I did, but I do not, unfortunately. It's not been like that big of an issue, but just something that happens, and I was like, it's a bit annoying, but it doesn't like affect my prints or anything. So I think my belt might be starting to give up the ghost. It's kind of peeling on the side. Probably be a couple years till I replace that. I'm mostly just dusting this printer, honestly. It's actually been keeping up pretty well. I do need to clean the rail because it's dirty as hell. Oh, that was another thing I
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to do. Have you guys experimented with like changing the wheels on your printers?
No.
I haven't had the need to, no.
Because
Are yours like damaged? Like worn out?
yeah, they wore out. Well, they're not worn out, but they do wear out. I was considering, so I was looking at some of the coverage from Smurf 2023, and one of the guys was using polycarbonate wheels, and I was like, ooh, that sounds futuristic and fancy. I want one of them. And they're not
Are they
too
expensive?
they're not. It was like a decent price. I didn't get any because currently going through a economic crisis. I don't know if you guys realized. So I didn't get any in the end. But like, it looks like a decent option. But yeah, maybe eventually. My belt is definitely rubbing on one side. If you guys look, I have some residue on this side of my tensioning belt.
Yeah, I do notice that.
Which might be an issue. To be fair, the belt
You-
doesn't... Sorry, go ahead.
Do you notice it affecting your prints?
Honestly, no. I trying to think of something big that I've printed recently. Here's a spoiler. You won't know what it is till the end. But like, this was print. To be fair, there are anomalies, but like it looks mostly fine. I don't know if you guys can see, but there are some layer
Yeah,
issues.
some ringing too around the holes.
Yeah.
I get that too.
Yeah. I've not. Yeah. I know of the issues. I just choose not to address them. That's my problem. I don't know. It's just not. If it doesn't affect the functionality of the print, I'm not too bothered about aesthetics. Like when I when I saw like the speed benchy competition, and I saw the look of some of those benches, I'm like, hey, that's pretty good. Even though they look like shit. I need to get a rug. So what got you guys into 3D printing?
It kind of just was a thing that happened during COVID. I was very bored, and I think Amazon was having a sale on the Ender 3 that's currently on the floor. Like, I still have my very first printer, albeit
Yeah.
it doesn't get a lot of use, but kind of just a COVID hobby. And the rest is history. Like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but like, you buy a machine thinking, oh, this is a hobby that's not going to last very long. And then it ended up just like being something I really love. I feel I really like it because not only can you obviously bring your ideas to life, but it's a little bit of everything, like mechanical, electrical,
Yeah.
robotics,
Yeah.
design.
It just
And it
opens
can
up
fit
so many possibilities.
Exactly. And so yeah, it was a COVID hobby for me that kind of just consumed my life. How about you guys?
I'll let Joseph go because my
I
story
think
is
for
long.
me, when I was at university, they had a room full of 3D printers, but it was very much restricted to the product design students. I think if you asked nicely and knew the right people, you could be added to the waiting list to be able to use the 3D printers, but they're always in use. And I thought it would be really cool to have my own printer, so I think I found one on eBay from China, the ANET A8, which is obviously now well known for being the fire starter. But it took me maybe 12 hours to build, and I learned a lot doing it. I broke one of the parts while doing it, while putting it together. I think it was the something within the nozzle. I can't remember exactly what, but it was a good learning curve. And then I was printing things at the time, or a few months after that. I thought I wanted to build a PC that was small form factor. So what I did was I took apart my graphics card, removed all the plastic shrouding, and redesigned it so that I could fit it into this small form factor case. So having the 3D printer was good for that, and it also gave me a reason to learn Fusion 360, which I I don't think I would live without now. It's too useful.
Yeah. My journey for 3D printing has been more complicated than it should actually, because long story short, I was a maker and I stopped making for a while. Well, technically I haven't stopped making, but I moved to a different field of making. And then, yeah, during COVID, I was like, you know what? 3D printer, let's go. And I got a 3D printer. But, yeah, it's... The fuck is this screw for?
Mood. I have a collection of screws in this Allen key case that I honestly don't know where they belong.
No, so this is the bed, what do you call this? The bed carriage? Yeah. But there's like an M3 screw screwed in here. And I haven't... Oh, is that to hit the switch? Oh, okay, that's specifically there to hit the end stop switch.
That's unique. I've
that
never
is-
seen that before.
That's an odd... I'm glad I figured that out, because I would have put this back on the other way round, and I wouldn't have realized why it's not homing.
That is unique.
That is weird. These wheels are grimy as fuck.
But on Joseph's story, to those of you in the chat, have any of you checked out his website? I would say I was really impressed when I checked it out yesterday, your deconstructed AirTag, like the flatter version of it, and the custom PCBs you made. I would highly recommend you guys check it out because he has some cool design on there.
Joseph's stuff's are linked in the description. I don't think his website is, but if you want to just throw up a link in chat, that'd be fine.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah. No, Joseph's humbly smart, and it's annoying. Just stop making videos. Put me out of business, damn it.
Or work together. Could come out stronger.
Nah.
Uh,
No, I think I would get on his nerves if we had to work together on a permanent basis.
maybe a
That
little
smile
here
says
or
it all.
there.
You've not known me for long, but you know me well enough to know that.
Bruh, I've sat in a boat with you for like 4 hours. I know when I'm too much.
We love somebody who is self-aware.
So, in chat we've got IPA can damage timing belts. Dan says, whoa. I think he was referring to the big
Poopies.
piles of plastic
Poopy.
that you had. And then the heart's in the way again. What are the standard V-slot wheels made of?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I'm going to guess nylon or something like that.
I would
think you're
assume
right.
so.
Okay, guys, put your guesses in. I'm gonna Google it.
She gonna Google it. I'm gonna say, I don't know, what other types of plastic are there? I don't have a guess. My mind's just blanked to all the possibilities. I'm gonna go ahead and guess plastic.
That's a really good guess. I don't even think it should qualify as counting. Okay, so there's different ones. We've got Delrin. I don't think it's Delrin though. Oh yeah, Delrin. Have you heard of that?
Yes, it's a nice plastic. It's a nice plastic to machine stuff with. Adam
Yes.
Savage uses it constantly, and yeah, I could see that being Delrin. I mean, it's fairly reliable. LTT uses it in their screwdriver.
So we've got some Reddits saying Delrin, and then some Amazon saying POM. Have you heard of that plastic? I have not.
No. PLM is a new one for me.
Organic matter or something like that, maybe, I guess.
Okay, we're Googling that too. There's always some kind of rabbit hole.
Yeah. I'm oiling up my my carriage wheels. They don't spin freely, but I don't think they're supposed to. But they definitely felt a bit rough. So
I think Dan's trying to get me to read things that I will struggle with.
Oh, he does that.
That'll be right.
Polyethyl-
Polyethylpropylene, ethylpylene. I probably butchered that. You want to give it a shot, Joe?
Yeah, polyethylpropylene. Oh, polyethylpropylene. Something like that, I don't know.
Okay, now say it 5 times fast.
No, you're right.
Dan, if you just want to send me a voice note of you saying it, and then we'll go from there. Oh yeah, so I was gonna ask. So because I named it like 3D Printer Maintenance Day, I wasn't. I was kind of thinking making it like an annual thing, but I wasn't sure. What do you guys think?
You could probably do it more often than annually, maybe every couple months.
That does
I
sound
think
pretty
how
good.
often you should be
That's fair.
maintenancing. Does that mean I get to fixing my printers every couple months? No, but
But
new
we
year,
try.
new me.
Oh wow, Dan has actually sent a voice note. Hold
He says,
on.
I made that up, sorry guys.
I
I'm
don't know
worried
if you'll
about
be
what
able
his
to
voice
see,
note's about.
but POM is polyoxymethylene. It's a strong, hard plastic.
Oh, that is what he wrote. He just wrote he just says that he made it up and it sounds like a plastic. I'm glad Apple now, instead of just having you listen to the notes, it actually shows you what the person said in the notes. Apple.
I don't know if you guys are Snapchat users, but I noticed they started doing that too. Like when you send a voice memo, it transcribes it as well, which is really nice.
I am not a Snapchat user. Joseph, are you a Snapchat user?
No, I'm not.
We're not cool kids. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I am not disappointed. If anything, good. There's too many updates on that thing. It's hard to keep track. And now they made all the Bitmojis 3D, and they just look creepy.
It can't be as bad as the emojis from Facebook, memojis or whatever they call them. They look
I would
so
say they're
bad.
just as bad.
Like Apple went and made it good, and then everyone's like, "Yeah, let's copy it, but make it shit."
Yeah, pretty much. But finally, oh, go ahead.
Billy, who's my friend, is in the chat. He says,
Hello, Billy.
I'd say pronounce it like polyethylpropylene. Yeah, that's easier.
That makes all the sense.
It's just rewritten with a few hyphens in the middle.
I say we take bets on whether this printer prints after I'm done with it.
I think you'll be fine. Do any of you guys in the chat, or you guys who build PCs or like worked with these cables, they're so annoying. I had to tape a zip tie to the end of my wires. Oh, my lighting
To
is
like
pretty
pull
bad.
things through? Oh yeah, no, they're awful for that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had to tape a zip tie to it to pull it through.
Yeah, no, they're awful when you're trying to pull shit through. I've lived that life. It's not pleasant. Mostly because I got the BL Touch or whatever Creality calls it, CR Touch. I got it afterwards, so I had to weave it through that cable. It is not nice. What's the right tension for the belt? What do you guys think? Because I'm just like playing around with this, but like...
Brucer has a web page you can go to that you can
Tune
allow
your
access
thing,
to your microphone and strum it like a guitar. That might
For
work.
certain frequency, yeah. Do you know what musical note it's supposed to be at?
No, I'm not that musical, unfortunately.
Me neither, hence why I asked.
I'm glad nobody knows the answer. To be fair, I don't have a musical bone in my body, so I've no clue. Why is this cracked? Oh no.
G
that's not
minor,
G
according to
minor.
chat.
good. G minor. Does that sound like G minor? It won't go any tighter, so this better be G minor.
I don't think they need to be completely tight.
I mean, to be fair, I do need to investigate because it's kind of, I don't know if you guys can see this, but if I move in closer and I try to align the camera along, ooh, yeah, definitely didn't break it. It's fine. If I show you guys dead on, can you guys see that this belt is coming up at an angle from the end?
Yeah.
Now, call me, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right.
Is it how you're... Yeah. Is it how it's attached to the bed?
Well, this is. I don't think it's this. I think it's something there. It's like the stepper motor holder
Can you
bit.
open it? Like, remove the cover and see?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on now. But in
Gosh.
doing that, I realized that this cover is actually cracked at the back here.
Oh, I see. That makes sense as to what you were saying earlier.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's not too big of an issue. I assume it's just like the I forget what it's called. What's the gear that's on the stepper? Not a gear, is it?
Idler?
Yeah, that sounds right. With no objections, that sounds right. Hopefully it's not an issue.
So I've just got the belt tensioner thing up on my iPad here. So I'm going to try it out.
Hold on, let me enlarge you. Oh no, there's so much stuff in the way. I'm enlarging BG. There you go.
So it gives you the option of Mark IV, XL, Mark III, or Mini. I think it used to be the Mark IV. I think that was the only option on there, but they've just added a few more. So move the print head to the rightmost position. Okay, let me just move that there and that there. Place the phone's microphone near the X-axis belt. Repeatedly strum the lower part of the belt upwards toward with your finger. Okay.
Strum.
Okay, that doesn't work. Try it on my phone, but my phone's currently in use. Oh well.
There's actually, so if you know what frequency you're supposed to hear, there are apps where it will just tell you instead of having to use the Prusa one. I remember when I was building a machine at work, I had to do that before. Well, so the whole core XY, like the top gantry, XY, that came off the printer. So I had built it first, squared up the frame, put the belts on, all the motor plates, whatever. And before tensioning everything, I downloaded that app and just played it. And it actually, I was surprised. That was the first time I learned that it was a thing.
Damn.
So I'm guessing, Tom, you can do that since the Prusa site doesn't have your machine.
Probably could. Sorry, so I'm currently doing a deep dive on the back of on my stepper motor for the back thing. So I was hoping that it was going to be one of the ones that I could like adjust the thing, but these are like press fit on, so I can't do jackal.
No set screw.
Yeah, so that's annoying. But other than that, to actually take the stepper off, I had to remove a lot of this. It is cracked, but I don't think it's gonna see. I don't even know how I would have cracked that. But there's like a fracture crack there.
Did you tighten
where am I?
something?
No, I've not
You're-
touched it. But it goes all the way through. It's very difficult to see.
So, Joseph, thanks for showing us that app.
That's okay. I've got it working now. I've opened it up in Safari, and
Ooh.
it's actually asked me for microphone permission, so it's
Okay, let me
working.
enlarge you again. Do it. Strummin.
So if I strum the belt without talking, so it was saying 80 hertz, which was it was saying was too loose.
Hmm.
So I'm going to tighten it up slightly.
Is that LTT screwdriver?
It is, yeah. Okay, now it's too tight. Only did a little bit.
I've dropped another piece and I don't know where it went. Oh no. Oh wait, did I just find it? Nope, that's not it. That's just... Yes, I'm currently on all fours on the floor. Okay, so I have good news and I have bad news. I found out why the thing cracked. So I can show you guys because it actually fell off. But it actually looks like it's a molding issue. Probably not doing a great job of showing you guys, but yeah, it looks like it didn't flow properly through the molding, and that piece just came off because that's not like a cracked piece. See if I can take a close-up photo and send it in chat. Da 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 da. But yeah, no, I think this is a factory issue, which means I can get my money back.
So
Hopefully.
I've just done it so that it says just right, and it's about 111 hertz. So whatever that is in music notes.
I wonder, is it a G minor? Let's see.
I don't know how music works. Should I glue this back together? I assume I'm just gonna glue it back together. I don't think it actually has any like heavy parts on it or anything. I mean, any stress loads or anything, so it should be okay. It's mostly aesthetic. Cool.
So I have a weird problem with this particular printer. The other minis I've got are fine, but whenever I boot it up with the USB stick in, it comes up with a firmware error.
Oh,
So I'm going to do that now to show you.
that's interesting.
So it says error 12604 firmware file missing in the USB flash. So if I unplug the
Firmware
USB
file
stick,
in the USB flash.
also
Which-
nothing happens when you click continue. It just
Oh,
broken.
have
So,
you
I had to-
tried?
Do you think it's trying to boot from the USB?
So you can update the firmware via the USB, but
Yeah.
I have since reformatted this drive, tried different drives, and it still
It's
comes
still
up with
the same
the error.
But
So
have you tried? Are there other ways of updating the firmware?
You can do it through Prusa Connect now, I think. But I've not tried that because it happened on the previous firmware for this printer and on the latest as of a few weeks ago. I don't know if they've released a new update. But it's a weird one because I've got two other minis and it doesn't have that problem, it's just this one. But this printer I think was a lot older than my other two minis because I bought this one second hand and it had the old 3D printed front and back covers, which I replaced when I upgraded it from a mini to a mini plus. So I wonder if the board or something on the board is an older
Fried.
revision compared to the other two, because the other two were bought as mini pluses.
I was just gonna ask if you did anything in the board. Like, did you change any electronics? Did you open it up?
No, I've not modified the printers really. The only mod to this one was making it
Really
mini
is
plus.
carrying a lot of weight right there.
Yeah, but I follow you on the suspicion that it might be something with the main board. I'm not entirely sure what. I know on some, like for example, just in terms of electronics, like sometimes you'll have a controller where if certain pins are shorted a certain way, like it might try and boot from drives differently. But that is honestly my best guess. Other than that, I'm not sure. Or, yeah, that it's the fact that it's an older machine, maybe. I've never seen that come up on my Mark III. I wonder if it's just because it's not a problem that happens on it.
I think the Mini was Bruce's first attempt at moving away from the 8-bit processors. I think this is their first go at a 32-bit processor, and I think they struggled to get input shaping working on the Minis because of it was a very early version of their 32-bit board, but with the new Mark IV and XL, I think it was a lot easier for them to implement input shaping.
I'm currently struggling.
That is something new that I learned today, so thank you.
I'm struggling putting
I know with a lot of the Enders and a lot of the Prusa printers, the printers that have been out for a while, there's kind of guides online for maintenance. I know you've got a Bamboo Labs printer. Is there a kind of recommended maintenance schedule for that?
Probably, but I'm not fully aware of it. The nice thing about the machine is that if it detects something that is like wearing out, like for example, when you are bed leveling or doing like the initial G code before a print and it detects that lead screws are kind of stiff, it will suggest you that you should change, like you should oil them up again. Like it will suggest to you if the belt isn't tensioned properly and it's noticing a difference, which is quite nice. I don't know if it works on the timer though, but it's my assumption that because Carbon or Bamboo Labs has really good documentation that they probably have a schedule online. I haven't really noticed that for Prusa. It's more of just like user specified.
It would be handy from time to time to have a reminder on the printers to say, oh, it's about time you
clean me, daddy.
lubed your rails or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm sure the machines have like some kind of internal clock, so it could probably do that.
Yeah. They also measure statistics like how many miles of filament they've chewed through or how far they've travelled.
That sounds like a Prusa thing.
Interestingly, I've just noticed on my display that the y-axis failed its test.
Ooh.
Okay.
Just says X. I'm sure it will tell me afterwards, or I hope it will tell me afterwards. It's currently doing... Oh, self-test failed. Details below. Use knob to scroll.
Sorry, my brain immediately went somewhere else.
So it says y-axis X, z-axis dash. Okay, let's try again.
Did it tell you why it failed?
No. I wasn't paying attention while it was running the test either, so... Have you got any electronics connected to your printer at the moment, Tom? Because if you have, be careful with the speed that you move the axes, because you can put current into the board and then...
Oh, I've done that plenty of times.
Things.
That's fine. It's done that plenty of times.
Yeah. Like if you had the screen connected, you would see it lighting up probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. I have faith in Creality that they planned for that to happen.
Or if you
I
have
don't.
a Raspberry Pi connected via USB and it tried it twice.
See, it's fine. The screen's not coming on. Yes, Raspberry Pis. I have 2 of
I
them.
wonder if that means you connected your screen wrong. I'm just playing.
Okay, there's no other way of connecting this screen
I'm
wrong.
just kidding.
It's keyed, and there's only one hole for it.
I'm kidding.
I'm not that stupid.
That's nice though. No. It's nice that they have one plug because like the V1s, for example, have
Yeah,
3.
they've got like 3.
Sometimes I forget which one I unplugged
Yeah,
it
why
from,
did they
so
put 3 on it? I don't get that.
there must be something else you can connect this, like another screen or extension.
Hello, Vazu. How you doing? Vazu is one of those people that I know for a fact needs to do some printer maintenance.
Got called out. Just got called out in front of 10 people.
It's fine, he knows it. I mean, he claims he runs a 3D printing business, but... Oh, I'm gonna lose the springs. Okay, have you guys came up with a way to, like, not lose the springs as you're putting on the bed yet? Oh, don't.
I don't have springs.
What do you
Me
have?
neither.
I switched it to rubber stoppers.
Is that any better?
Um,
Or does it not really make too much of a difference?
I noticed I don't have to level my bed as often.
To be fair, for the most part... I kicked my camera.
And also, since they're not made of metal, like the heat doesn't tend to really affect your bed level.
Oh,
But
rubber
in terms of-
stoppers. That's what I... Sorry, no. Do go on.
No,
I just had a
Oh.
revelation for a future project.
Nice. No, but other than performance, like it still looks the same when I print it as when I had springs.
So I've been scratching my head on a future project about how I want to do something, and I just couldn't come up with it, but rubber stoppers would be the way to go. So thank you for that.
How big would you need a rubber stopper for? Like almost like those silicone stickers they put on cabinets and stuff, or like a full-blown stopper?
I think I'd be honestly. I think I'd be fine with just like the 3D printer ones, like the replacement ones. That should be
Nice.
fine.
Okay.
So I'll probably just get them on Amazon.
Yeah, there's a plethora of those on there.
Yeah, I don't need them to be specifically high quality. I just need it not to transfer heat very easily. Because I'm using 3D printed plastic to hold a heated thing in place. And
You could also try insulating as best as you can. That sounds expensive though.
So, yeah, I don't think that's going to be much of an issue, to be fair. It's not going to get that. I don't think it's going to get hotter than like 60 degrees. I just
then
need
you're
it.
okay.
Yeah, I just need it not to melt the 3D print plastic box around it. Oh, come on. Okay, whoever decided to use fucking leveling wheels on this shit. They're so annoying to put back on.
I truly despise those. Like, I started on an Ender 3, and then when I went to the Pro set and it has that sensor that does the bed leveling for you,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I'm so glad I spent a little bit of extra money for a printer that does that.
Oh, I'm jealous of my dad. So he just got an Ender 3 Pro as well. But like at checkout, he decided like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna get the CR Touch. I'm like, oh, you lucky fucker. because I've spent like a year and a bit, actually no, less than that. I think it was just under a year, just dealing with no virtual bed leveling. Just very annoying. But yeah, he doesn't have to live with the pain. He's been printing a lot of stuff. My dad's actually like fully absorbed himself into the hobby. Like he's learned fusion and everything by himself. I tried teaching him, but like apart from showing him like the basics, he's full in himself.
How did you both learn 3D modeling?
Dora, do you want to go first?
Sure. I actually learned it in school, but not in a class. I did undergrad research, and my prof was like, we were working on robot grippers, like soft robotics, and she's like, the first thing you need to learn is how to CAD. Otherwise, this is going to be very hard. So I started CAD on Rhino 6. I don't know if you've heard of Rhino, but probably not the best.
Yes, it's complicated.
Yeah, that was probably not the best idea, but she suggested it. Then I went to Fusion, and I've tried Inventor. I really love Fusion, but I currently don't have it for free, so I use Onshape.
Nice.
I've tried CATIA like maybe once, SolidWorks maybe once, but I learned it through school. How about you guys?
So I started in secondary school with what was it called? Google Shape Up. It was back when Google owned it, and then eventually
Really?
they sold it or killed it, like they do every other fucking project. But but yeah, so I started on Google SketchUp, and I started off mostly modeling for fun. But then I don't know if you guys remember, but this was back when Google Maps, instead of laser scanning the whole entire planet, they would actually get models from Google SketchUp. You could like submit them to Google Maps.
How long ago was that? Not calling you old, I'm just curious.
Around 2010, I want to say. 2010, 2009, something like that. But yeah. So they would do. So I recreated my entire school. It was literally like just before they switched over to lidar scanning everything. So I modeled my entire school with like details and interior. Well, I don't think I did interiors. I did most of the school. I did all of the exterior of the school in like detail, nice detail. Everything had textures and everything. And then I submitted it to Google Maps. Got rejected. Submitted it again. Got rejected again. And then like a few weeks after, they switched over to lidar everything. So yeah, it was painful.
So you're still salty about that?
I'm starting to realize that I'm starting to realize I'm a very salty person. I don't hold grudges.
Okay, yeah, not at all.
It's a lie. I hold a lot of grudges.
You put in a lot of work into that. I would have been salty too.
I did. My lead screws are very dirty, so I'm gonna tackle those next.
It wasn't a waste of time though, because you learned the basics of 3D modeling.
Exactly.
I did indeed.
How did you learn CAD, Joseph?
It was during summer, so in between university semesters, I just decided, this was before I got the 3D printer as well. I thought, well, if I'm having a 3D printer, I've got to know 3D modeling. So I watched a YouTube tutorial, someone called Lars, and to this day I still recommend to people to watch the video. I can't remember the second name of the person, but his first name was Lars, and he showed you how to make some kind of pipe fitting, and it was just enough to get going, and then everything else after that you kind of Google how to do a certain thing. So yeah,
I've only recently figured out what a float is. A loft. In Fusion.
I don't think I've had the need to use one of them in a project yet, so you probably know more about it than I do.
It's one of those features that like your model, like after you learn it, you like realize like, oh, all these other models that I've struggled with, I could have just done it this way and it would have been easier.
Yep. That's how it usually goes. The good thing is-
Sorry.
Oh no, by all means, go for it.
Valzu in chat says, I feel called out now. I own a printer but don't really know 3D modeling.
Oh, that's
It
shocking.
does
As
help.
you're now, you gotta learn.
Gotta put in the
It's
work.
not too bad. It's not too bad. I quite like it because it's basically, you know, CAD and 3D printing, and you can fix a lot of your problems. Not your mental ones, but a lot of your real world problems, like if something breaks at home, fix those.
As much as we try to 3D print new brains, we're not there yet.
No, oh my gosh, I saw an article the other day saying that some research group was able to 3D print like neurons, functional neurons.
Cool.
Literally, what?
Sick. This is one dirty lead screw, and I have another one of these, and it's also very dirty. Do you guys have a hack for cleaning lead screws?
Compressed air?
That doesn't work with the oil. They're very oily. I know there was a
If you wipe, you'll have to re-oil.
That's okay. I will re-oil because they look dirty. There was a 3D print I saw on printables that was like a lead screw cleaner.
Was it like a brush kind of thing, or like
Kind of.
something you just...
So it was kind of like a clip where you put like a piece of tissue paper between it, and you put it on the lead screw, and it has like the teeth cut out to like drive itself on the screws. Just move it up and down. So here's my solution.
That's exactly what I was gonna ask, if it had teeth, like the inverse, that you could just run it through and it would clean it. Ah yes, the good old drill trick.
There we go.
Have you ever
Valzu
seen-
says... Sorry.
Have you ever seen someone eat corn on the cob with their drill?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Jill.
Valzu says, the thing is, I'm just shit at anything artistic, lol. Me too.
Oh,
Me
it doesn't
too.
take. It's not artistic to design stuff.
And you get better with practice. Like, of course, my first few, they were not pretty.
I'll be honest. Do you guys see a point of owning a 3D print? Well, okay, no, that's kind of a stupid question. But like, if you don't know how to design, I don't see too much of a reason to own a 3D printer. Because like, I get you can like print the pre-modeled stuff, but like, I don't know, there isn't a single model that I've downloaded from something like Thingiverse and I was like, yes, this is exactly what I needed without making some edits to it. You guys have the same experience?
Yes, I do. I don't know, like, I've known people who have bought machines, honestly, just to print pre-made files and either sell them or just they wanted to make toys for their kids. But I can say that everyone I've known who started with that intention, they learned CAD. Like, they got bored very fast.
Yeah.
How about you, Joe?
Yeah, I know the whole bamboo buds thing, where you can just start a print from your phone, looking on their 3D model website, and then just start the print on the phone. That has probably helped kind of the barrier of entry of people 3D printing things, and I think it's a good gateway drug for then getting the motivation to learn how to 3D model something. So I think it's good in some ways that 3D printers are now as easy as they are to just print random models.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
agree. Do you guys does it also kind of sometimes peeve you? Maybe it's just me, but the amount of 3D printing content like is so saturated of people just making these like toys or like random.
Do you know what? I had a
I
thought
don't
on
want to
this.
call it. I don't want to call it crap, but just or junk because people put hard work into it. But I feel like there's so much waste
So
of
I
kind
do
of
get this
useless
because I was
stuff.
thinking about this the other day when I was scrolling through TikTok or Instagram, whichever one I was scrolling through. But like people that just their entire content is just printing something, showing you it, and then that's it.
Yeah, that
But like,
peeves me.
like it's such easy content, and I'm like, if I wish I've done that. But also, I
I
feel like I have a slightly higher standard. Wait, hold on. No,
I
I
think
just
so
remembered my
too.
other videos. Never mind.
Sometimes it's like I think that as well. It's like, oh, is it just as easy as printing stuff and showing it? But then is that the kind of content that I want to put
Yeah,
out? Like
exactly.
I'd like to have some kind of meaning to kind of inspire people to start making as well, to think about problem solving and the design and how you can make things better, not just, oh, here's a thing I downloaded. It looks pretty cool. Let's just print it. And look at all the poop my printer made in 5 different colors.
Have you found a good use for your bamboo's poop yet?
No, I have not. If I sold prints, I would use it like packing peanuts. But currently, would you like to see my poop collection?
Come on, show us your poop collection.
Here you go. To whoever just joined right before that, this is what I meant.
So is that ever since
This
you've
is
had your Bamboo Labs printer, or is that like a recent collection
no.
you've...
It's probably there's probably I'm missing like a handful before I started using this container, but this is like pretty much to date how much I've had. And a majority of this is because I tried making tricolored filament,
Say
and
chai
this is
collared.
yeah. So I saw your reel, Tom, about you
That narrows
printing
it
with a
down.
tricolored sample,
Yeah.
and I tried making it. So since the bamboo can print with multiple colors,
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant chai as in like the tea.
oh no, but that would track still for you. But yeah,
Yeah.
because there's so much because at some point when you're done with the bottom color, it's like each color is 1/3. Your
Yeah.
next few layers are like half one color, half another. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of color change. So most of it
Yeah.
is from that, which is really sad. Like if you think about it, some people might be printing really small things, and it might have 5 colors, but your
Yeah.
waste ends up being more than what you actually print.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Joseph, there's
that.
like 2 long messages in chat. Would you mind?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was going to get round to reading them.
Oh, thank you.
It's quite a few messages since we last had a read through, so... Just find where we were. So, Restart says, during the time I had my first printer, the ANA A8, I got bored super quick since I could not design stuff. Baozu says, I bought a printer because I needed to print something and could not find anyone near to print. Restart says, now I have taken classes in CAD so I can actually do some stuff with my printer. It opens up so many possibilities. Baozu says, and also I don't have anything that I could model. Bibi Baski says, hi everyone, I've been working with an older 3D printer at my workplace, learning from scratch. Recently encountered some extruder nozzle issues. I'm wondering if you have advice on troubleshooting. And they go on to say, or optimizing settings for older machines. Also, any general tips for someone still learning the ropes. Thank you for your insights. I don't know if you want to answer that before we move on.
Yeah, let's do it. Also, hi, thank you for joining the stream. I know that person, so I actually know her from First Robotics, I believe, which is what's on my t-shirt, so that's awesome.
Oh,
Sweatshirt,
nice.
I mean. But do you have any problems in specific? Like, Is the print coming out wonky? Is it not adhering to the bed? I know you posted a story the other day for nozzle settings. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, what do you start with when you don't know the whole story of
Yeah,
how the
exactly.
print
I
is
feel like
printing?
because yeah, it's a very
Yeah.
widely open issue.
So I guess, like, okay, if you're printing and your print kind of looks hairy, maybe you can try either drying out your filament or printing at a bit of a lower temperature, like dropping the temperature of your hot end. That could help. If you're noticing where the filament isn't coming out properly or at a constant stream, maybe your nozzle has a clog. So I would recommend just canceling your print and trying to purge filament through. And if not, taking apart your hot end and making sure there's nothing stuck anywhere, which I've had to do several times on my Mark III. What else? If you're having problems with like your layers not looking very good or they're not adhering very well together, sometimes that could be honestly just a bed leveling issue. Sometimes it could be that your filament's not dry. Can you guys think of any other hot end problems that might be uber specific or common?
Not tightened up enough so that it's oozing out, but I don't know if that's specific to the issue that they're
Yeah,
experiencing.
I did have issues back when I used to actually swap. When I used to swap my nozzles, I would have the issue of. By the way, swapping nozzles on a printer is a whole thing, especially on the Ender 3. When you swap a nozzle on the Ender 3, you can never get the actual like tightening of it done properly, and it will always like leak out the side. I don't know if that's just me, but I've never been able to get it done properly. That or I would rip out the threads.
So, back onto the chat. Valzu says, yes, bamboo. Dan says, this is taking a turn. Restart says, love the poop collection reveal. Valzu, yes, XD. Dan says, Mocha. I can't even read it because of that stupid heart.
Mocha tricolored vente. Oh, that's a good comment. Mocha tricolored venti. The comment he made. I can kind of read it on my screen.
That sounds like a Starbucks 3D printer thing.
You know what? If you're trying to make merch, that would make good merch. Plus, you're on Buy Me a Coffee, so that would make a good thing if you're looking for something.
That would be good.
But make sure you give credit to Dan. Maybe a free T-shirt.
I don't want to get into merch yet. I feel like at this point in time where I don't have a lot of people like, oh god, you'd know yourself, like getting clicks on links is a difficult task, but also like actually getting people to buy stuff, it's just another level. I probably won't do shirts for a while, or any kind of merch.
Oh, stickers could be cool. I have stickers, but those are kind of just things where when I go somewhere, I like to give them away. I don't really.
Yeah, I have stickers for that too.
I don't sell them. Yeah, I love stickers.
I noticed in your recent, I think it was your recent video, you'd said that you'd post stickers to people. Is that just Canada only, or is that?
No, I'll
worldwide?
post it. So no, I honestly worldwide, I don't really mind. I think it's really cool the idea that somebody across the world watches me and could want one of my stickers. I had this idea where, so you probably saw my sticker. I don't know how well it's gonna pick up. Little 3D printer dude.
Yeah, I did see little. I do like him. I will sticker trade you. I'll DM you on Instagram or something. But yeah, do you want to show him up again because I've full screened you? He is the coolest little 3D printer dude.
I called him Frankie the FDM machine. But
Nice.
if you guys have name suggestions, we can change it. Someone commented on my video and said we should call him Chompy because he chomps filament.
It's pretty good.
But I had this idea where I really like those like, what are they're almost like Cuphead style
Yeah.
animate like design. So I had those lightning bolt shoes I was talking about earlier. So I made this character.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that he's also wearing himself, which is like wearing a human
Yes.
as a being a
Yeah,
human.
isn't that gross? Don't think about it like that, please. But what's it called? I wanted to eventually take a bunch of my projects and make little characters of them. Maybe
Yeah.
one day I'll get to it. It just takes a lot of time because I'm not very good at drawing, so it takes me a quite long time. But yeah, you, Tom and Joe, and anyone in the chat, like, if you would like a sticker, I will mail it. Feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. It's just my YouTube handle _
Oh,
YouTube.
you're linked in the description.
Yeah, feel free to send me a DM if you would like a sticker. I don't have a lot left, so until I run out.
Okay, yeah, I will do a sticker trade with you, so save some for me.
I will.
Are you going to be sending one to the 3D printing nerd for his?
Is
I
he
think it was
wait-
his server or something. He was going to stick things to his 41 drives server, 45 drives even. Sorry,
Oh, I
When was-
didn't know that.
When was that?
can't remember exactly when it was, but he said.
Because I don't know, are you up to date with his videos? Because he's only just announced that he's got a bigger studio now.
I haven't watched that video yet.
Yeah, honestly, he doesn't really say much. It's just kind of a nostalgia trip. But the kind of end all of it is that he's got a bigger studio to do stuff in.
Oh, yeah. I did watch that video yesterday. I liked how he summarized it, like his journey.
Yeah.
But honestly, I was just like, please just tell me now that you have a new workshop. Like, you don't need to hype it up. I
I'm
just want to know
jealous.
now.
I'm jealous. He's got so much space now. I mean, at least it looks like it. He might be sublenting it from like 5 other people, but it looks like there's a lot of space there.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool how PCBWay had helped him
Yeah.
make that happen. You know, one day maybe we'll get there, right? I'd like to think that one day I'll have like a bigger shop where
I'd
I
love
don't
to
have
have
to.
a maker space.
Yeah, one
Okay,
day it'll happen.
here's a funny issue that I only just realized. So I'm putting in my lead screw. Oh, come on, camera, do the thing. So I'm putting in my lead screw, and there was something like hitching it, and I thought it was the belt and something like that, but it wasn't. What it was is that the fact that it was plugged in was putting enough power into it or something like that to actually like make it feel like it's getting caught on something. Which is, I don't know if you can you hear it clicking?
I can't hear it.
Okay, well, never mind. Well, it's clicking, and if I disconnect it, it no longer clicks. So, yeah. That's
That's weird.
Possible
it-
that. Sorry, it's
Oh, go
possible
ahead.
that Discord is suppressing some
compressing.
of the
Oh, 100%. Discord likes to do that.
other noises, but it might be audible on the stream.
Joseph, I think we have more context for the printer issue.
Yes. So Bibby Bessie says, "Hey Dora, currently the right extruder seems to be clogged and tried to preheat the extruder to remove the filament. I was able to do this with the left extruder."
Oh, so there's two
So I-
extruders. What kind of printer is this?
Oh, okay.
Could we get...
Is it
Could we get...
Is it a Quiddy printer? Or am I remembering wrong from your story, Vivi? I follow her on Instagram, so I saw like the other day she was working on some printing projects, and she had it, but I forget what printer it is.
I love the amount of like comments and and responses I got for like the stories I made for this live stream, being like, ah shit, you called me out. Yeah, fine, I'll
Good.
clean it.
You're getting better at the marketing strategy.
Yeah. I mean, it's working. We've got 15 people,
Exactly.
which is I think high for our for the live streams.
I'm glad.
If you are new here, hello. Don't forget to do all the YouTubey things. Don't forget to like, that way YouTube knows to show me to other people. That would be lovely, and we'll do more live streams, one every other week. Usually I just take apart stuff. Well, to be fair, I don't think this is much different because I did take apart my printer.
Yeah, that's true.
So I've somehow made.
Oh, go ahead, Joe. I'll catch you after.
So I've somehow made my printer worse. It doesn't want to seem to stick to the bed now. So.
Did you clean the bed with icy purple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's problematic. Is it just not sticking down?
What are you printing with? Is it PLA?
PETG. PETG.
Interesting.
Want to put glue on your bed and make your nozzle a little hotter? Or your bed a little hotter? That's weird. It shouldn't... The fact that you made those changes, it shouldn't affect it was printing fine before.
So yeah, flash forward Creator Pro.
Maybe you actually have a clog in your nozzle, because sometimes what happens is, I'm not sure of the construction of your hot end, Bibby, but essentially there's like the nozzle and then that actual heating element where when you have like, here, let's see, do I have a nozzle? Let me show you. I guess I have this one.
Hold on, let me enlarge you.
Mini's nozzle, I think the heat break or something is a bit
Hold on.
rubbish on it.
I'm running over. Right, there you go.
Oh no.
You are now
Thank
full
you.
screen.
So you have a heat sink right here, this red thing, and then inside there's like a heating element that looks like a tube. This is your heater block, and so in your heater block, your nozzle and the actual heating element kind of screw in together to touch like this. And what might happen sometimes is that in between the two of them, after like pulling out filament a bunch, a lot of retract settings, whatever, clog, you'll get like a disc of filament that just gets stuck in between where the hot end and the nozzle is, and it'll make it hard for filament to come out and for you to put new filament in. So if you're feeling adventurous and you can open your extruder, I would recommend when it's cold, not piping hot, to take it apart. One thing I've done...
I've just taken the, so this is something that's quite susceptible to melting on through some minis.
Do you wanna show Joseph?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yep.
So I've just taken this out of the hot end, because what tends to happen is one end starts to melt and it causes issues, and obviously with this being PTFE, it's not going to go through the nozzle at PLA temperatures. But I've just checked that and it's fine. I have had it before where it's melted on one end slightly, so I've just snipped it slightly and turned it round and it's fixed it, but it seems to be okay on this one at the moment. So it's not that.
Here's a
Does everything feel tight? Like your nozzle and the heat block, everything feels okay? I don't know if that's why it wouldn't be sticking. Like, is the filament coming out fine still?
The Mark IV came with these nifty spanners. They've got all of the different size things on it.
Do you know what's funny? I have never had a nozzle clog.
Oh, lucky you.
I've had it where, like, well, it doesn't count as a nozzle clog if like the filament like attaches itself to the heater block and just like melts itself on. I don't think that doesn't count as a nozzle clog, does it? Like, I've not had an internal issue, just external.
I've had a fair share of my issues. I don't know how much are operator error. Probably a lot of them.
It's usually most of them.
That's how you learn. That's how you learn. That's what I tell myself. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give you some fails. Okay, so my I was printing something like a whole build plate of ASA on my Mark III, and the first few layers were looking good, and then I went to bed and I woke up to this Jabba the Hutt.
Oh no. Going in. Yep.
Yeah, so
Jabba the
this is
Hutt.
my
Ugh.
whole print, and it just stuck to my hot end.
Oh, lovely.
Sorry, my lighting is making it very hard.
No,
There you go.
Wow.
Look at that. And then I've had another full print just not want to like peel off the build plate.
Yeah,
This
I've
is
had one of
PLA.
those. Yeah, I've had one of those. Those are very nice, yes.
Oh gosh. The nice thing about PLA is that like it's not extremely toxic with fumes, so when this
Yeah.
happens and you're remelting it to remove it, it's not like taking years off your life.
I mean, it might be. We just don't know yet. No, it's probably fine. Damn it.
I'm trying to see if I kept that awful hot end that I replaced, because it looks really bad. Here, it's always fun to share the fails. I don't know if that makes me seem less qualified or what. But
No, it makes you more qualified. Have you never heard of a failure resume?
Oh, I should make one of those. It would be several pages long. So this is the heater block in here, encapsulated
Oh, that's
in the
beautiful.
ASA. And then this is the like actual heating. What do they call this?
Heating
the heat block has your
Oh, yeah.
Your heat block has your heating cartridge, but this has another word.
Oh, the fuck.
Joseph, do you know? You've got it too. I know there's a word. Okay, time to Google it.
Heat break.
Heat break.
Yes, that's the heat break. Okay. Yeah.
80
So
years
the
of
only thing I
experience,
could
ladies and
salvage-
gentlemen.
The only thing thank you, restart, heat break. The only thing I could salvage from this hot end was the heatsink. Like, the heater cartridge is caked in here, the thermistor actually ripped out. But yeah, this was something I had to change. And I was putting off changing this for, like 3 months. I was like, this is too much work, I don't want to deal with it.
Damn. Right,
One thing I will say that I really love about, printers like the Pruso or the Ender 3, the fact that they're open source is that you can buy parts and replace them that aren't necessarily from Pruso or Creality. The thing with the X1 Carbon and anything from Bamboo, it's not so much rep in the sense that I can just find something else that's similar for cheaper and replace it.
Yeah.
What motivated you to get the Bamboo Labs printer?
I think how the multicolor, like the AMS unit, is why I really wanted it.
To be fair, that would have been the reason I get it.
Yeah, I do multicolor on the Mark III. The one thing that's annoying is that I have to wait for it to be ready for me to change the color and sit there and swap it out. And it's okay if it's just 2 materials, but when it's like 4 or 5, it can get annoying.
Do you play around with?
So
how long have you had it? Sorry, let me ask that first.
A couple of months.
Okay. Have you played around with using different materials for supports and for actual printing?
I have not done that yet, but I know people have used PETG and PLA.
Yeah.
Together, and
you can get like PVA filament that just melts away in water.
Yeah, exactly. I also, for some reason, I think I have some like HTPLA or something like that. One thing I did try on the Mark III is printing TPU and then PLA on top to make like flexible robot grippers. Like mixing 2 different materials to get flex and then rigid parts is really cool. I haven't tried the multi-material for support yet, although I have heard it works very well.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's one of the main things. I don't print a lot of things that are very what do you call them? Not art, but aesthetic. I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I'm more of a utilitarian person, so I print things for a function. I'm a functional printer person.
Sometimes
guess-
I'm just curious, you know.
Uh,
Or I like pretty things. Can't blame me.
Fair. Okay, here's a question. I did not consider this, but I removed my lead screws, and now I've put them back in. How do I know that I've levered my gantry properly?
Do you have a level?
Yes, technically.
That's. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but when I added a second lead screw on mine, I used my level.
I can't put it down flat. It's too long.
Oh no. Do you have like a
Uh,
small tape measure with like a level on it?
no, I used to have a pen with a level on it. I used to have just the bubble part of a level, but I've lost it somewhere. It's okay. I'll figure. Oh, there it is. I have 2 of those. Fuck yeah! Look at me.
Yeah.
I have bubbles. I love
Nice.
popping the bubbles. You know what? It's level.
Yeah, if it starts making weird noises while printing, maybe that might be it. Or if you print like something that goes across your full bed, like a thin layer, even though
Yeah.
you've leveled your bed, it looks off. It could also be the fact that your gantries.
It looks to be okay.
How's it going, Joseph?
Yeah, it's going okay. I'm just looking at the nozzle at the moment. I seem to have misplaced my brass wire brush, so I'm having to scrape things off manually.
Would you like to borrow mine?
No, I'll find it.
You just drive
somewhere.
down here for half an hour.
Have either of you got any travel plans this year? Any events you're going to?
You know my schedule, so I'll just let Dora.
I know your schedule, but I'm asking for the purpose of...
Dora?
Honestly, no, not that I know of. I haven't really gone to many like maker events. I saw you guys go to the web festivals and stuff. I haven't really done that. Like, there isn't much around here.
How far away are you from US? Because you're in Toronto?
I'm not in Toronto. I'm
Okay.
not gonna fully disclose that on stream where, but I'm not too
no,
far
I'm
from
not
the
asking for
States.
your address, okay?
Are you trying to dox me?
No, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
What have I done to you? No, but I'm not too far from the States now. Maybe I should look into stuff. How did you guys enjoy the ones you've gone to?
We've only been to one, and
Well, we both went
together,
to Maker
yeah.
Central last year, but
we didn't know each other yet.
back then.
We literally, like,
Really?
two weeks later, we met each other after that because we went to the fixing thing.
And I have photos of Maker Central with Tom's stickers stuck on various things that I have photos of, so that's
We've
quite
met
bizarre.
before meeting.
You know what that means? That it was meant to happen.
Faith. Fate. No,
But we're both doing Maker Central this year, aren't we?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm excited and I'm not excited for Maker Central. I feel like it's gonna be one of those things that's, I don't know. What I remember from it last, I didn't have too much of a great experience last year, even though my emails to Maker Central themselves say the exact opposite.
Sometimes you gotta, not lie, but twist the truth a little.
Yeah. I've met a lot of people. That technically wasn't a lie. I had a great time talking to other creators. No. It was alright. I didn't go in very great circumstances, so I didn't really enjoy myself as much as I should have. But hopefully this year I'll will actually be going to make content out of it. Fingers crossed, depending how it goes.
That's something that I find very difficult, is like making content creation portable. Like, I get what I mean by that is, like, I get filming on your phone, but when you're trying to interview multiple people, it's like, how do you make sure your audio is good?
So a funny thing is when I interviewed a bunch of people at the 3D printing festival SMRF, that was my first time interviewing people.
Yeah, how was
So
it?
so Zach Friedman was the first person I have ever interviewed.
That's a pretty, like, you start out with a bang.
Yeah, exactly. It was terrible, and I hate it, and I hate the interview looking back at it now. But you know, it taught me a lot. We didn't have microphone issues. We actually had camera issues, but yeah, it ended up being okay. There was a lot to learn. It was our first ever event.
So fun fact, my main camera showing my face is actually running off battery at the moment, so this is a good test for...
Ooh. It hasn't blinked once, so that's good.
No, but one difference is that it's not recording. It's only
fair. It's only
outputting through
displaying.
HDMI, so...
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, we learnt a lot during that, I think, for
Yeah.
on location recording.
I feel like next time if we do have that much camera trouble, we're just gonna very quickly switch over to like one of our phones.
Yeah.
Because yeah. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm hoping I can get some videos out of it. Maker Central is a lot more vendor based. So like there's not as many, there's creators walking around, but there's a lot more to do with selling of things. So you have people selling laser cutters and stuff like that, and then there's people that like do crocheting and shit. Like, cool. Most of the stuff I don't.
Have you guys noticed that too? Like, aside, maybe it's just because, you know, the algorithm is feeding me things, but
What, crocheting?
so many people are knitting and crocheting now.
I don't want to say too much, but I'm partly happy for it because I don't want to share too much, but I'm partly happy for it. So I'm not going to discourage people from knitting.
Oh, I'm not trying to. I love it because I didn't know you could knit or crochet such complex things.
Oh yeah, no, people make some really cool shit. Yeah. Yeah. Have you considered going to open source?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. I like every time I see it on William Osmond's channel, I'm like, should I go?
You mean
But
William
then
Osmond's
again-
second channel? Because he doesn't
He has a
post
second
shit on it.
channel.
He doesn't post shit
Oh,
on
yeah.
his main. Sorry, yeah, you were saying?
Are you guys gonna go?
We have flights paid, so yeah. I'm scared for it because I've never been to the US. But yeah, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we'll be there.
Okay. It's in San Francisco.
San Francisco, Cow Palace.
I've never been there. Cow Palace, yeah, I did watch that video yesterday.
Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm super nervous for it because like, it's very far away from home. It's the furthest from home I will ever be.
I feel like I don't know how much of like an introvert or an extrovert you guys are, but it will be a lot of people. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be huge. I don't know if it's gonna be overwhelming. I'm sure I get this kind of way about social events where like leading up to the event, I'm like, oh, this is gonna like suck. I'm gonna have to be super like cheery. What if I don't have enough energy? What if I have
Red
to talk to people and I say the wrong thing? But then after the event, I'm like, I am so glad I went. That was awesome. I met so many cool people.
Yeah. No, I get that. I do get nervous, especially meeting people that like you've watched for like a lot of years, just watching them on the screen, and then suddenly they're like they're right in front of you. Yeah, it's
It surprises me how tall or how short some people are when you see them in real life, because you only ever really see their upper half, don't you? So
Yeah, that's a good point.
it surprised me how short Colin Furze was in real life.
Is he really?
he's about my height,
How tall are you?
5'10", 5'11" on Tinder.
So I'm probably your height, give or take. There you go. Now you know what to expect if I'm at Open Sauce.
And Matt Gray is really tall. I knew he was tall, but actually seeing it in real life.
Oh yeah, he is. He's a big guy.
Zach
Annoying
Freeman is
personality,
pretty
but
short,
he's a
right?
big guy.
Yeah, Zach was quite short.
Zach was
Kinda
like
surprised with
he
that as well.
he looks frail. I'm sorry to say that, but he looks
Maybe
frail.
he's stressed. You know,
He looks
recently
like-
his shop flooded and he moved. Maybe it's just because he's stressed, which I don't blame him.
No, this was years of body neglect. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You know what? He constantly put out videos of like, you know, the what was it, the Quagmire video, all those like pretty complex projects. To be honest, sometimes I wonder like if he ever sleeps.
Oh, he does. To be fair, yeah, I'm sure.
I hope so.
I have thoughts on him. Here's the thing: I can't really say shit about people because I don't know them. Like
I've always loved his channel, albeit he is a weird guy, but there's nothing wrong with being a little weird.
no, not at all. I don't know. I feel like he could make more videos.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
I missed some of his more complex projects.
Some of the more complex ones I get, but I'm still mad about Mimosa. I can't believe it took him so long, and he made an inferior version of my sorting system.
Had he seen your video?
I don't
don't
know.
Did you ask?
I doubt it. I did talk to him about it for a little too long.
Okay, I was gonna
but...
ask. I hope you plugged it. Like, I hope.
Oh, of course
you were like, oh yeah.
Well, here's where I went wrong with my interview. Is I had nothing else in my mind but to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I kept derailing the interview to go back to that, which, you know, not great because it's just me saying, "Hey, look at this thing I did better than you," which, you know, that's not a great thing for an interviewer to do. Which I know now.
So your first series of interviews were pretty successful, though, because you learned a lot from it. Kind of errors that might come up in how to actually interview people.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off, Joseph.
I was just about to say, I think considering they were your first interviews, I think you did well, especially the Zach Friedman one, because you were quite visibly a bit
I was very
seeing
stressed
him.
for that one.
I would be fangirling, though, like, not in the sense that it's Zach Freeman, but in the sense that, oh, this is somebody like I watch on YouTube. I made a project inspired by them. Like, I would be like,
that's
out a little bit.
No, that's pretty much how it went down. It was a lot to take in. But then that was the first ever event where I was considered a creator. Mm-hmm. So I also had we also had the pleasure of actually going to the after party, which was for creators and vendors only. And yeah, that was another surreal experience of being in a room surrounded with people you watch on YouTube on like pretty much a weekly basis, and like just walking amongst them.
Did it feel real? Like, did you have this feeling of kind of like I made it, even?
Oh God, no! God, no! Absolutely not. It was more like.
Do you ever have that feeling?
What, of like I made it?
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not. um, I don't know. It might just be one of those things that that people that are there don't actually know me. So like you're still kind of an outsider. Like nobody's like coming up to you. It's like, hey, I watched this thing and this thing, and I think you did a good job there, whatever. So no,
Not
I
yet.
didn't really, not yet. Um,
That's okay. But you
yeah,
did. That was cool though. Like, even if they don't know who you are yet, at least like you were still able to participate and put yourself out there.
yeah. To be fair, I have spoken to a few, so I've met some of the creators when I went to Maker Central the first time round. So I met James Bruton,
Is
and
he nice in real life? Is he
he's
shy?
he's how would you describe him? Because he's not an introvert. I think he's kind of an extrovert.
I think his personality on his videos is different than real life. On his videos, he tries to be quite bouncy and
No, I think
interesting.
he's kind of like that in his. Well, he was like that when he was at the desk, because like whenever somebody walked up to like his desk and look at stuff, he was very happy to like show around and explain how things work.
But then in general conversation, when he's not talking about the projects he's worked on, he's just like
Yeah,
anyone,
yeah,
which was kind of nice because obviously you're used to seeing people a certain way on video, but to actually then see them act normal in real life kind of reaffirmed that personalities online aren't
Everything?
yeah, it's not how people are 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And he was a nice person. We kind of commandeered the bench behind him, didn't we, and just used that
yeah.
as our kind of recuperation
Settle
area.
down place, yeah. And we did help him at the end, so we were helping him take a bunch of stuff back down to his car after the show. Yeah. It was alright. I'll probably meet. So I did record an interview with him, but our camera malfunctioned. So that's a Patreon exclusive because it's mostly audio and a camera from the back. But yeah, it was good. I liked him. I'll probably talk to him more at the next event. Which, what the fuck's gonna be next? I think Maker Central. I'm probably gonna see him next. Okay, look at this. Look at this. There's dust bunnies
Ew.
in my fan.
I will be back in a minute.
And this is like thick as well. Like I can't. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ew.
You know what? When I replaced the hot end on my Prusa, it was like worse than that. It was foul in all the fans. And I think that, okay, yeah, some of it's dust, but also I think when you extrude the filament, there's like this weird white
Oh
filament powder.
yeah. No, there's some of this as well. It ends up being like stringing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I meant. So I talked about this earlier. There's two fans on here. One of them that's the part cooling fan, and one of them's the extruder cooling thing. But like they're both very small fans, and I have a grudge against tiny fans because they're just so
Why?
goddamn whiny.
Oh, like small dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're so loud, and they produce so little effect. So because they, so like
Exactly like small dogs.
exactly like small
I have a
dogs.
gripe.
Yeah. So like I swapped them out on my Ender 3 Pro, but this one I can't really swap them out because this one's like embedded in the molded thing. This one I could probably swap out, but it's at a really awkward angle where you can't really fit a better one in. So unless they give us a better design of the extruder, I can't really do much about it. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I just don't like small whiny fans. I've been dealing
Yeah, I
with
don't
it,
blame
but
you.
how loud is the bamboo? Because I've heard it's very loud.
It is very loud. I think what threw me off is like I printed for the very first time on it, and there's an option where you can do. I don't even know what it does. It like moves the hot end very fast
Uh-huh.
to like test belt tensioning maybe, and
Oh,
then
you mean the
it was
wiggle back and forth? That's the input shaping.
okay. That thing I didn't even know it was the input shaping, so now I learned something new. That scared me. I was like, what did I break? Did something break in shipping? It was so loud that I heard it through my music playing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never heard a machine make that noise before.
No,
But yeah, it's very loud, especially when you print on like the fastest mode. I think it's called like ludicrous mode. It's very loud.
well, someone's a fan of Tesla.
And what's it called? Um, the AMS unit, it has
Uh-huh.
like a bunch of those gear systems that pull the filament through. They're pretty loud.
Really? Wow. I mean, I knew it was loud, but damn, that sounds. I still.
It's
You know what? I still want one.
I would too. Like some of the stuff, the first print, the first few prints I had in there failed, so I actually stopped using it for like a week and a half. I'm like, do I
Oh
send
wow.
this back? It's not working. I tried to Google to see if like people were having similar issues where all their first prints were like failing, and
Yeah.
people were. And so I in my slicer I decreased the speed settings and it started printing very like perfectly.
Damn.
Sometimes I have an issue with the first few layers because it tries to print too fast
But
and
doesn't
it
it do
fills
its
up.
own? Doesn't it do its own filament calibration thing?
It does. Even with that, that's with the flow. So
Really?
what the printer does actually is it prints the first layer and then it inspects the layer.
Yeah.
So if you have any flaws, like it will stop it. Actually, it won't stop the print. It'll just tell you that something was
Oh yeah, and then it'll
wrong with it.
continue screwed up. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, I personally haven't connected my printer to the cloud or the Wi-Fi.
Oh, fair enough.
After the whole fiasco of like
Yeah.
it printing on its own, I didn't want to worry about that.
Have
Yeah,
you
but it's
been
not.
tempted to jailbreak it yet?
I have. I already
Do
know
it.
I'm not going
Do it.
to use bamboo support. I might do it. I've heard not very good things about bamboo support anyway, so it's like I'm not really that concerned. If something happens, I figured I won't be contacting them anyway.
Hmm.
Do you think you'll switch to the A1 Mini, or do you like your Prusa Minis?
I have considered it, and I'm considering it even more now at the moment because I'm having issues with this. But the one reason I would want to switch to a Bamboo Labs printer is the multi-material, because Prusa doesn't have the MMU3 available for the Mark IV yet.
I haven't heard the best things about the MMU either. Like I made a video, my first printer reaction video, I like made a comparison of like the different material change systems. I added the MMU in it and someone commented and said that they didn't have the best experience with that thing. Like it doesn't actually work very well.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure if that's like a general consensus or just a single case.
It's interesting.
But yeah, I'm on the same page as you, Joseph. Like I got this machine for the multi-material, like the automated system.
I think the fact as well is that you can get one here in about 3 days. You don't have to wait 3 months for Prusa to decide to ship it out. So I think if I was to expand my farm and get another printer, I would probably seriously consider a Bamboo Labs printer. But I don't think I'll be looking to replace the printers I already have. If I was to replace them, I'll probably... Well, I wouldn't replace them because they work just fine. Most of the
Joseph,
time.
could I get you to catch up with chat from us, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
goodness, I'm having the hardest time with this one screw. Or bolt. Sorry.
There we go. I finally removed my extruder. Getting there. You know what? I'm glad I didn't commit myself to doing both my printers today, because there's no way I'd be able to.
So Valzu says, I'm going to my first Comic-Con. It's also the first one in Finland. Joe Dub says, hi from Saskatoon, Dora.
Hello, Joe. Saskatoon. Saskatchewan is a province in Canada. So we got a fellow Canadian in the chat.
I've heard of Saskatchewan.
Dianos says, hi Dora, I'm finishing RN a 15 color ERCF. Any clipper printer is supported. Not easy to set up, but once tuned is better than the plug and play AMS. Forest Bird Original says, I'm way overdue to replace my Y belt on my CR6 SE. And I'm going to try and pronounce this name now. Bakur Ionut Ruzu.
Okay.
What is your plan after the government stops supporting you?
Huh?
Is
that something we should discuss on stream?
No. I'd rather not.
I probably should have moderated that in my head and read it out loud.
No.
Oh, you're okay. We've got 3 moderators here.
3 moderators and it slipped through everyone's.
Okay.
We'll be okay.
They say sorry. Message redacted.
A complicated issue, but for the most part, I should be fine.
I hope so.
You guys seen how fucking disgusting my extruder is?
Oh yeah. You got a lot of projects caked on there.
Yeah.
Mine looks like that too on my first ender. It's all burnt though.
To be fair, I think dirty is fine. It's not oozing out the side. I don't think this is a problem.
Also, someone commented, I don't know how to pronounce their name. I think is it Dianos?
Dianos.
Yes. The ERCF stands for Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder, and it's an open source like material feed system.
Ooh.
So it's kind of like the MMU in that sense, but it's like its own material system. I've seen people use it on the Voron. I guess that's what he's talking about. You guys know Nero 3D, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've met him.
Yeah, he's Canadian, right?
Is he? I thought he was from US.
I think because he's changing his channel to the Canuck Creator, so that makes me want to think beavers in Canada.
To be fair, he does have a lumberjack vibe.
He does. He really does. It's the beard.
It's the beard and the checkered shirt.
Oh,
actually, no, that makes sense because he has a lot of merch from LTT.
Yeah, he has really good videos about that, the Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder.
I'm pretty sure that sounds like the one that was at SMRF.
Maybe it was, yeah.
Because he interviewed the guy that made it.
Forest Bird Originals, does anybody still use silicon socks, or do you eventually get annoyed with them falling off mid-print? So I have one on my Mark IV because it came with it. I bought the Mark IV second hand and it came with it, so I've not had a reason to take it off, and I think it fits pretty well that I don't need to take it off.
So I haven't had an issue with it on this printer. On that printer, I don't have one. Confirm, I don't have one. But on this one, it's only just, I think, started like peeling off the sides. So I'm probably going to remove it eventually, but for now, I think it's okay. Oh wow, we've been live for 2.5 hours. How are you guys doing?
Last time I did have a sock, this happened.
It looks
Just-
like you were
Oh.
able to recover the
The
hot
sock.
end,
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep going out of frame, but you can see where the block was. The perfect rectangle.
Ah, that's beautiful. That's a work of art right there.
You can even see the nozzle hole too.
How do I remove you?
Yeah, I've got a few spare socks for my Mark IV. Unfortunately, they can't fit on anything else though.
I have spare socks for my Ender 3. They don't fit on anything else either.
Yeah. You can feel free to switch me
Oh, of
the
course.
screen. Yeah, just a heads up. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling a little hungry. Not trying to make cracker noises on stream though. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Honestly, I didn't expect this printer to take this long. I felt like I've definitely put off maintenance for longer than I should have.
Dianos says, in thousands of hours, serious relubing and sometimes rewiring, never needed belts replaced. Just for the Core XY. Yep, I'm printing with Vorons. Joe Dub says, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Dianos says, yes, he's Canuck.
Oh, okay.
And Dianos says, always use silicon socks if they parts in the way.
That little hat is more annoying than anything else.
If they tend to fall, it's time for replacement.
Yeah. Yeah, I've not had an issue with them yet, so I'm probably just going to keep mine on for now. What are the benefits of the sock? Does it just is it just for insulation or just pretty looks?
I think it just protects the heat block. It still kind of gets hot,
Yeah.
but it helps prevent like filament from sticking to your heat block, like I showed earlier.
Fair enough. To be fair, I've not had one on my Ender 3 for years. Well, yeah, I've not had one on it for a while, so I've not had an issue with it. Another dirty little fan!
I just had another realization too when you mentioned owning a resin printer. I noticed your partner does all those figurines. One thing maybe you can consider is getting water washable resin instead of the other one, so that you don't have to deal with constantly buying rubbing alcohol to clean your parts. So just like consider that.
We've been trying to move away from printing their models with MDF, just because the way they design their models is there's a lot of detail, and MDF does not. It doesn't FDM. It doesn't do a very nice job with them. That's why they got a. I keep slipping. That's why they got a resin printer, but they've not had time. They're currently doing a bunch of work for some galleries. So hopefully, we're probably not gonna get around to it in like the first half of this year. But yeah,
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion really, is to try water soluble resins, because I don't think they stink as much, and also it's just easier to clean.
Oh, I didn't know there was water soluble resins. That's a thing.
Yeah, I haven't tried them myself, but the makerspace at school does, and it's just nice because like with my resin machines, I haven't tried it, and so I have like 2 tubs of rubbing alcohol. One gets dunked in the dirty one, and then after it gets washed, it gets dunked in the cleaner one.
So the system I was looking at was like this 2 tub system, which like you put your model into like the bottom tub, and then you put the tub full of like isopropyl alcohol on top of it, and it like drains into the lower one.
Oh, that's nice.
And then it like washes it, and then you do the opposite where you put the one with the model on top, and again it drains all of it to the empty tank. So like you can keep reusing it, but like don't actually have any contact with it, which I really like the sound of. But yeah,
I know some resin machines actually pump the resin material into their machine, so you don't even have to worry about pouring it, which is nice.
if one of those
Did you?
companies would like to sponsor me and give me one, I would gladly appreciate it. But a bit out of
Yeah,
my price range.
I saw that on Morley's. It's expensive. It's
Yeah.
like several $1,000s. Okay, so Dianos just commented about water or washable resin. Now we got a different take on it. That it's terrible. Its solvent is literally in the air. Alcohol can be renewed many times, and the main cost is gloves other than resin. That's
That
fair.
is fair.
My makerspace has had good experiences with it, but it's always good to hear what other people think. Now you gotta try it for yourself and see if it's terrible.
Sorry.
I use Elegoo's ABS like resin that was recommended to me by a friend. That one there on my camera. It seems to work pretty well, and the prints I did for Tom were done in that.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
quite like Elegoo resin. Like, they do a good job with it. I recently tried Sandler's resin and filament, and they're actually very affordable, and I quite like it.
I have a roll of 2018 vintage Sunlu filament that I've been using. Actually, I printed the brain in it. It was black, and I spray painted it earlier on today.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to
Vintage resin.
see. I'm excited to see if you end up finishing that print. I made that thing for an event last year, and I wanted to make a really big version of it that I could power with a drill for my booth, but I didn't end up having time. So I hope yours turns out.
Did you see Alex Chappell's big Bamboo Labs printer that he did?
Yeah, I did. Yours works so good. I made one too. This is from last year.
So you should just you should have printed a small one.
I should have printed a small. I started, but I got distracted.
I did have to glue some of these parts down.
Yeah, the light bulb.
Yeah. And the crank. My tolerances were a bit shit, so not everything fit together on the first go.
It's okay. That was my first time trying to make like a little. Have you guys heard of JBV Creative? How he always makes those like really cool kinetic sculptures? Yeah. Inspired by him. But
nice.
Yeah, that was my first time making something like that. When I saw you printed it, I was like, oh my gosh, that is awesome. Like, I had the biggest smile, and then I saw that Joe started printing it, and I'm like, wow, thankfully someone printed one.
Well, I saw Tom connected his up to his drill, so I thought, well, if Tom's doing speed, I want to do big.
No,
Bigger doesn't mean better.
I can't begin to explain how happy I was. Like, wow, that's awesome.
It is nice to see other people making things you've designed, I think.
Yeah.
I've recently published the slim air tag that I had, well, still am selling on Etsy. I published that on printables, and reading the comments and the pictures that people have posted, it's quite nice to see that other people have found enjoyment in making it.
I agree. What did you say you posted? I couldn't quite catch what you mentioned.
It was the slim air tag that you would have seen on my website.
Oh, okay. Sweet, I'll have to check it out on printables then.
I keep teasing that I'm going to make some instructions on how to make it, but I've not got around to it.
Yeah, you've been
yet,
teasing that for like as long as I've known you.
Yeah.
He's a busy man.
Yeah.
The latest side hustle has been printing controller things. So there's a games console called the R36S, and someone who has a YouTube channel that speaks about them contacted me, about 3D printing a grip for it. So I worked with them, and here we are. We have various colours. Yeah.
Oh, those look nice. I saw them on your website too.
Yeah, they're the most recent edition, so I haven't got any nice pictures of them yet. But I've got a few orders, so I've got a few different colours that I can take pictures of now.
I really love that purple filament you're using.
So this purple filament was accidental, kind of.
Is that
So
the one
what
that didn't
happened was,
finish?
no, the one that didn't finish. So
Sorry, I will enlarge you. There you go.
So I've just unmuted the. There we go. I just remuted the chat. I've somehow managed to unmute it. So this is the Prusament Galaxy Purple colour, which I quite like. But I ran out of filament at the worst possible time because I was so close to the end. So I had to quickly Amazon Prime some other Galaxy Purple filament because they don't have it in stock on Prusa's website at the moment, and it would have taken a week to get here. So I took a risk and bought some new filament off of Amazon, and it turns out like this. And I think it actually looks closer to the purple that you used to get Game Boys in than the Prusa's Galaxy Purple. I think this is a little bit more vibrant, whereas I think that works quite well. It actually looks better in real life than on camera, I think.
I like it. It's like a purple gray almost.
Yeah.
Is purple your favorite color?
It's one of my favourite colours. My actual favourite colour is blue, but I'm told that I immerse myself in blue too much sometimes, so I've tried to move myself down the spectrum slightly to purple.
What an interesting thing to be told. You like your favorite color too much?
Oh, Joseph, what are you doing for your birthday?
Probably eating some cake.
Ah,
Nice.
cool. So you don't have any plans?
No real solid plans.
Okay. Just checking. Okie dokie. How are you guys doing? Let's do a quick catch up on where we've got to. Starting with Joseph, because you're already on the big screen. How's your printer doing?
Getting there. I've gone down the nuclear option and just covered my bed in
Stick glue. Nice. If it works, I guess.
It seems to be sticking a bit better now.
You have input
Yeah.
shaping on that one though, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Did you run it?
What do you mean by did I run it?
I mean, don't you have to redo it after maintenance and stuff, or?
No, so the Prusa printers don't have accelerometers, so they don't have to calibrate. They're just
Okay, so it's just something you
calibrated
do.
by magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's why
Okay.
people kind of question their input shaping, because how does it really get feedback if it doesn't have those sensors?
Exactly. But it seems to work pretty well for me. I mean, all of
That's
these were
good.
done with input shaping.
The layers
And-
are really nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Alrighty, Dora, where are you at?
I've managed to put my good fan in my good printer, and now I'm just putting the broken one in my broken printer.
So that one's just going to be a printer of broken.
This is my very first printer. I'm kind of...
Oh, I used to have one of those knobs on top of the printer. So on top of the
This?
extruder. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had the exact same model as well, but I had it in red.
I took it off Thingiverse. Yeah, this
Yeah.
and then the fan cover were the first two things I printed for this printer. But
Oh,
have you guys been seeing the MIDI to G code stuff, like how people make music with their printers?
No, I've not seen
I
any
have.
of that.
So you can, depending on how your printer moves, you can make it have different notes. Like you can
Okay.
make it sound different. So there's like an online converter where you put in all the notes for a song and then it writes the G code for it. So when you
Oh, that's kind of
run it
sick.
on your printer, it sounds like music. So if this doesn't print very well, at least I'm gonna
I'm
try
gonna make
that.
it sing.
Yeah, or like have you seen the 3D printer does my homework?
Yes, I have seen that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd like to try that.
I've tried a pen plotter thing. The actual making of pen plotter was easy. The software side of it, hell.
I agree. So actually, funny you said that. I wanted to make a portable pen plotter, like really small one on my graduation cap.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. You did. Yeah, I did see a video on that.
yeah, it went well, kind of, not really, until I got into the software stuff, and then power is a really big problem too.
Yeah.
And like the one kind of generator I was using for the G code was it needed to be directly plugged into the laptop. It transmitted the code through the USB line by line. It wasn't just like
Oh wow.
sent once stored on the Arduino.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I agree the software is pretty challenging with pen
Did you have
plotters.
to use like was it Inkscape? Ink? I can't remember the software
I
for it.
Yeah, I used Inkscape for this SVG, I think it is, and then I imported it into another software. The Chronic
Yeah.
Mechatronic has a good set of series for that on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I got that to work all of once, and then I was like, cool, I don't want to do anything more with this because it's just
So
too
much.
annoying.
It's a headache, yeah.
Yeah. But the results were pretty cool.
I always get like hooked. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen those like videos where the 5-minute craft videos, but like these random DIYs people make. Where it's like, yeah, magically you have this 9-volt battery in an Arduino and these pulleys and belts, and it's gonna work. And then you try and do it, and it's like, wow, this was a fail.
I used to love when William Osmond did those videos.
Me too.
Here's how you can boil your tea with live wires and a razor.
Oh, I remember. Those were the prison cell hacks.
Like, Jesus Christ.
That's the reason why that guy went to prison. Not
Which guy?
William, but the person in the video
Oh.
who made that tutorial.
Have we got time for a bit more of the chat?
Go ahead. Give us
So,
some.
Dan says, I have totally different PID values without a heat block silicon sleeve. The Billy AB says, coming soon MDF 3D printer. So 3D printers used to be made out of MDF in the dark ages.
Dark ages.
Yeah, not a good idea.
MDF really.
Diana says, water washable is terrible. It's solvent. We've read that one already, haven't we?
Yeah.
Just let the alcohol, the one after, you're good if you want to read it.
TGM7 from Amera Labs for tabletop miniatures or items is necessary. For a non-playing model, it's overkill. Yep, it's not properly implemented using aggressive algorithms on pre-shaped inputs. Not good. It causes other artifacts and/or excess smoothing.
I'm guessing he's talking about input shaping there.
I think so, yeah. On the
Or they. I'm sorry, I don't know. So I'll stick with they.
I am now.
Thank you for reading the chat.
That's okay. I'm quite used to it now. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Joseph. I mean, my option is text to speech or Joseph. It just depends who's available. Right,
I prefer the Joseph. Has more personality to it.
Fair enough. Right, So, I'm ready to put my printer back into place. Oh no, shit, I didn't all okay. Yep, I can put it back into place, but I forgot to oil the lead screw. Let's just hope that's enough.
Have you turned it on yet or tried to?
I'm about to plug it into power, yeah.
How are you
Oh,
getting on
no.
with your 3D printer, Dora?
It's going. It's kind of a bit of a cable mess from the fans. You know how all your printers have that like bundle of wires that goes to the hot end? So I'm just trying to sort with that right now.
I love
How about
that
you?
bundle of wires.
Yeah, I think I've fixed the adhesion issue with glue, and I'm just doing a test print now.
What do you test? What is your test print?
Just the slim air tag that's available on printables.
Nice. You have to put your link. You still haven't put your link in the chat.
Oh, thank you for the
Oh.
donation.
I was just about to say you've had a donation.
€6. Thank you very much. I
Is
appreciate
that from
it.
Dinos? Thank you.
That is. Thank you very much. Now, how does that work? Do I split that between all of you, or
You
do I
can
just keep it all for myself? Oh, thank you.
You invited me on your stream. You can keep it.
Okay, cool. Oh no, I've got messages from Make It For Less.
But if you have disposable income, we all obviously have buy me a coffee links, so I'm sure we'd all appreciate.
I actually think that Dianos was my first ever Buy Me a Coffee supporter. So
Nice.
shout out to you. And if you're not, I'm sorry I got it wrong. But if you are, thank you. I didn't think I would ever get even one. So I appreciate it.
Alrighty.
So I've recently had a few buy me a coffee donations because I made a Prusa Connect RTSP camera linker thing. So you can essentially use an RTSP standard Wi-Fi security camera and view it on
Monitor your
Prusa
print.
Connect. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think I've had 3 people donate so far, which has kind of made it worth doing, I think.
That's awesome. It's nice to see people support you, regardless of how they do it. It's just really cool.
So Restart says our donation, and Diana says, "Yep, I am. Keep the good job rolling."
Thank
you very much.
To both of you, yeah.
I know we spoke about Morley Kurt 3D printing in his van earlier.
Mhm.
Have either of you done any extreme 3D printing?
The worst mine got was having to print on the floor when the electrician was here. For some reason, my electrician just does not. Sorry, I did cut you off.
Oh, you're okay.
For some reason, my electrician just did not accept the fact that YouTube was a thing I needed to do. So he was like, "Oh, you just do YouTube videos. I can just cut off your power for a week." The fuck? So yeah.
You need to get on that EcoFlow sponsorship. just lay out solar panels outside.
I have a roof. I can just put them out on there.
Just reach out and be like, I'm thinking of doing a video where I run my 3D printers on solar power.
Yeah, but
promote...
again, Molly already did that.
Oh yeah, on his portable cart, right? You can just copy him. It's okay. Just do it a little differently and better, maybe. I don't know. There's some point of flattery, right, when someone does what you did.
I guess. I don't know. I like
Unless
to keep
it's
things.
better.
I like to keep my plagiarism to a minimum, or at least to not knowing that it was plagiarized.
Is it plagiarism if they put it on YouTube?
Depends, cause like oh shit, kicked my camera again. Cause like, so I made the battery charger thing, and I had 1 or 2 people come. Actually, I think it was just one person that told me. So there was actually a Kickstarter for something similar to that, back in like 2016. And well, I had no idea because the Kickstarter failed, but apparently they actually funded it themselves, but it didn't get very popular. So I
Oh,
ended up making an open source version of something that failed in the past. But yeah. Ah, lovely.
So
hey, at least it worked out.
It did.
Dianos said, printing on the floor isn't bad for input shaping. Sturdy placement rises the resonance frequencies and helps a lot.
That is true.
Good to know. That is true, yeah, because it's not on a table that could wobble.
So my 3D printers all sit on a paving slab underneath a upholstery cushion, so they wobble quite a bit, and depending on if I have filament on top of the Mark III and the Mark IV, they can wobble quite a bit, but doesn't really affect printing, I don't think.
I've seen a lot of people do that with the cement block and the piece of like insulation underneath. Would you recommend it, other than the slight wobbling?
I would. So I've got this printer on my desk at the moment, and it's a lot louder than I am quite used to. It's also not in an enclosure. My printers live in cupboards, so I'm not used to this loudness. It's not loud as printers go, but yeah, I'm not used to it. But yeah, I'd recommend it. I think it was CNC Kitchen who made the idea popular. I think it's at least where I saw it.
Yeah, that's why I saw it.
Yeah, he's really good at making videos that, like, his printing videos are very nice.
He recently made some 3D, some filament, some nice blue filament, with his really expensive machine. Now I want that color, but haven't seemed to find
Oh, like the
equivalent
recycled
yet.
filament?
Yeah, it was a really nice blue, like a galaxy blue.
I know what you're talking about. It had some sparkles, I think, too.
Billy says there was the 3D printing in the boot of the moving car. Yeah, so me and Billy are friends in real life, and we had reason to go to Birmingham. And while we were there, we printed something because we were only seeing each other for a brief period of time, and we live opposite ends of the country. So I took a 3D printer with me, the Mark III, and an
Nice.
EcoFlow battery, and we just printed the thing he wanted printed in the back of the car while we were driving around, and yeah, it came out okay. There were some very minor signs that it had been printed in motion, but other than that, it worked quite well. Yeah, he says that didn't come out too bad. No, it was a functional print as well, so
Doesn't matter too much. Yeah.
Dianos says, for bed slingers with input shaping, the opposite works best. Squash balls makes the resonance more predictable. The squash balls are quite firm, aren't they?
Yeah.
Question. So, you guys don't use fuck, what's it called? Clipper, right?
No.
Okay, cool. I was gonna ask you guys about your views about it, but clearly does not. Wrong crowd.
Do you have views on Clipper you want to talk about?
Now's your time.
I don't really have any views on Clipper. I've not used it. I know some. Oh yeah, there
Dan
we go.
says
Dan.
Clipper is the truth.
Yeah. I don't. The only way I would consider Clipper is if I could get the what's it called? The Creality something pad.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because
We saw one of them, didn't we? At Smurf?
yes, yeah. Like because that it's kind of a self-supporting system thing. So like it does the whole thing by itself, and like it would kind of eliminate the fact that I'm using Octoprint. But yeah, maybe one day if Creality wants to send me a Sonic pad, that's what it's called, Sonic pad. That would be
Email
pretty
them.
neat. Um,
Have you thought about that?
no, I'm used to getting rejections from companies at this point, so I'm I'm kind of let down from from emailing companies asking for their
Have you
stuff.
messaged open source yet about being added to their list?
I did. I have not heard back, and the fact that I'm not on the list, kind of tells you everything you need to know.
Restart says there is this video where someone, forgot who it was, hung up his 3D printer with a piece of string and it still printed just fine. I think
Emily
that
the
was
engineer.
Thomas.
Emily the engineer.
Yeah.
But Thomas did that
They
too.
both did it, but Thomas did it Thomas did it with a string, and
I think
Emily
he-
mounted it.
And then Emily
Didn't-
tried printing underwater.
Didn't Thomas make some sort of bondage
He did, yeah.
contraption to hold his 3D printer?
Yes,
Basically, yeah.
but you're right. Thomas did do it. Not this Thomas.
Not me. I
Solander.
didn't do it. I wouldn't break my
Is it
printer
Made
like
with
that.
Layers now, his new channel name?
Yes,
Oh yeah, it is.
he made a really nice neon sign with
I
it.
did like the sign. I do want to
Me
steal
too.
that sign. I want to make.
I
even
really
want
want to make
my
a
own and
neon
steal it.
sign. I will eventually do that, I think. Make a neon sign.
And Restart replied to his message and said, just looked it up who made the video, it was Maker's Muse. Can't say I
Really? You
remember
made
that.
Oh,
one
so we
too?
were both wrong. No, Make 'Em Use did that as well. So they've
I
all
don't
done that
remember.
video. No, they've all done that video.
What's stopping you doing that video, Tom?
I don't have no fuck. I don't.
You don't have printers to spare.
Yeah, I'm not as frivolous with printers.
It shouldn't break it though. Nothing
Shouldn't.
you can't fix,
Shouldn't.
I don't think.
Shouldn't. Okay,
Keyword.
I need to level my corners. Where is my piece of paper?
And referring back to the print we did in the back of my car, Billy says prototype for sizing, if I remember rightly. Yes, it was a prototype, but I'm pretty sure you still use it all the time, every day, as most prototypes happen to be. You make it as a prototype and it just works, so you end up just using it for the rest of your life.
Yeah. What was it, if I can ask?
It was for an EV car charger, so it was. So EV car chargers have a big. No, you reprinted it, as it never. Yes, I did reprint it, and I think I sent. Ah, it's a long time ago. Now you're just making me look bad. So he says, no, you reprinted it as it never finished. The EcoFlow went flat. I don't remember that. But
Oh no.
yeah, I remember posting something up to you, so it would have been that. That was it. We wanted to print just a part of it to figure out the size of, making sure we had the size correct for the EV car charge, so they have a big chunky block thing. And we just wanted to make sure that the thing we printed fit around it. So it didn't matter that it didn't finish printing. It printed just enough for us to conclude that it was the correct size. But yeah, I did print the complete object and post it up to him. Haha, you'd do the same to me. Yeah, I would.
That's how you know Billy is definitely a best friend, because he's calling you out on stream.
True that. Backtracking slightly, so Dan says Clipper's the truth. Lol, I just hate recompiling the firmware on the CR10S Pro. Diana says avoid Creality Pad as the plague. BTT did the same with proper Clipper, and Clipper allows for recompiling firmware on the fly. Makes you really hate Marlin.
Good to know.
Why would I want to recompile my firmware on the fly? What is the benefit of that?
I think it's a bigger deal if you're like building a custom machine.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. And if you're trying to like make it run super fast, then sure, I get it. But for like an everyday pleb like myself, I think I'm good with Merlin.
My first experience with flashing firmware was on my first printer, the ANET A8, because it came stock without any thermal runaway protection.
Oh,
So,
lovely.
yeah, I reflashed it with firmware. The proper Marlin firmware, not ANET's
Yeah,
broken firmware.
probably a good idea.
Diana says, I'm using the same F3D as the white electronic box in the main frame as a base for a salvaged and clipperized Ender 3v2. And Dan says, if you're tweaking any of the settings or using different hot ends for parts in the way, different materials, I use the BIQU Hermit Crab. BIQ? It saves me tons of time if I bark one of my extruders, or if I think do you mean balk one of your extruders? Or I just want to switch to a different extruder, PLA or nylon. And Dianos says, calls for tinkering and part swapping, you need immediate access. Also, custom machines require some tests and adjustments. And Dan says, yes, balk. Chat's been quite lively today, hasn't it?
I mean, we've had more viewers and this is like the most sustained viewers we've had in a while.
Definitely testing my reading skills today.
You're doing better than I would.
Me too. Maybe you should do printer maintenance more often.
I honestly thought I would maybe get through 2 or 3 printers, but
I
I've
thought I was
just
gonna get
managed
to
this
my
one.
end of 3. Ooh, how wrong I was.
Yeah, me too.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm just kind of leveling stuff off at the moment. I'm pretty sure I'm done. What slicer do you guys use?
Take a guess.
You use Prusa slicer, which I've tried and I don't get it.
I quite love it.
Well, I guess I'm the odd one out then. Yay.
I used to use Cura, but as soon as I got the Prusa printers, there was no reason for me not to use their slicer, because it just works
Makes
with
sense.
their printers.
Well, like, fuck, I'm gonna use Cura slicer, Creality slicer.
Yeah, no. I didn't even try to when I bought it.
No, it's just a
I think
bootleg of, yeah.
Yeah, I think I opened the software. I'm like, this looks very bad. I'm not touching this. Looks like it'll give my computer a virus.
I mean, it's literally just a copy of Cura, but just they
Yeah.
literally just copy it, but they literally just Control F the name and changed it to Creality.
It's like a copy, but a very bad copy.
And they've not kept it up to date as far as I can tell.
My print
Maybe
was
they-
successful.
Very nice.
Yes. Maybe they realized not many people are going to use it anyway.
I think they do it just for people to be like, hey, look, if you're new, you can use this, and it's very basic. But
yeah,
even
that's
then,
probably why.
Diana says, yay. Dan says, oh, Clipper has an awesome bed leveling feature too. Diana says, I came here because I saw Dora in a YouTube reel, followed her channel, and now she announced this live. First time I see you guys. And
Hello.
Diana says, Super Slicer, now migrating to Orca Slicer. I have been tempted to try Orca Slicer because it does have features that Prusa Slicer doesn't, but I also don't really print anything that needs crazy settings or features. With Prusa Slicer, they've recently updated it so that organic supports are now a thing. I quite like
Oh,
that.
yes.
Wait, that's only
I-
just a thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the tree supports. Yeah, they haven't had it for a while.
What?
but I printed all
Lol.
of these with tree supports, and they're really nice to use.
I
It's
love
also
them.
really sticky still because I only painted it just before the stream.
Oh, the brain?
Yeah.
I started on Cura Slicer and then I moved to Prusa. I quite like Prusa Slicer for everything except for TPU. I know you can modify the settings in it for like retraction and everything, but I like the presets except for the temperature for flexible materials in Cura. And then of course for my carbon I use Bamboo Studio. It's okay. I think Orca Slicer also supports bamboo, so I'm
I think
curious to
Orca's meant
try
to be a combination of Prusa, Bamboo, and two others that I can't remember the name of,
Super Slicer.
possibly.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
Diana says Super Slicer now migrated to Orca Slicer.
Okay.
so I figured
What were you
out
saying,
how.
Tom?
I figured out. Ah!
Oh no, I swapped.
Wow, that's been a while since I've had that issue. Why the hell did it just jump? What? Why? Why are you making that sound? Everything is fine. I am a trained professional. I'm definitely not live adjusting my Z heights.
You know, if you had said nothing, no one would have noticed.
This is intended behavior. No worries, folks. Oh, I scratched the shit out of my PEI bed. God damn it. So what did we learn today? Don't maintenance your printers, it's not worth it. They were working just fine as they were. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some bed leveling tomorrow. Because I'm too tired to do it today.
I think it's time for snacks. For a
It's
snack, I'm
time
feeling
for
a little hungry.
it's time for sleep.
For you guys, yeah.
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna cancel this print because it's not looking too good right now. But yeah,
Also, this is like completely unrelated, but since Dionysos, you mentioned that short I posted, somebody. Okay, might be a controversial topic, but I noticed that because I'm a girl who posts on online, I get a lot of comments about my appearance. I don't know if it's because I'm female or if it's like other reasons, but somebody commented on my short and they're like, "Yo, Dora, what happened to your nose?" And I'm
the
like,
fuck?
I don't know what happened to my nose. It looks normal." So I was like, huh? Sometimes I get like comments about this one old dude commented and said that my profile picture was really ugly. And I'm like, okay.
Wow, that's
Yeah, no. I don't know if you guys experience that too, where you have like comments about your appearance.
not really, no.
What?
I've had somebody call me cute once,
Nice, they shot their shot.
but no, I can't say I have. I mean, I've been called stupid and shit like that, but yeah, no, I've not had anyone question my appearance. It's always the
I
insecure
think
ones,
they're
though,
kind of
isn't it?
funny.
It's
Yeah,
always the
I
insecure
don't get.
ones.
Oh yeah, I don't take it personally. I just kind of find it a little bit funny.
Damn.
Realized my camera was still on.
Oh yeah,
Are
sorry.
we wrapping up?
I believe so. I mean, we've been live for 3 a.m. This is the longest stream now. Yeah, we've been up for.
Nice.
We now have wide Joseph. Yeah.
Okay, let me move my camera up so I can see that.
Was that a comment on my appearance there, Tom?
You know
There
it
you
wasn't.
go.
Alrighty. So, we are done. Finally. This has been the longest stream I've ever done. Thank
4
you, everyone.
hours?
3 hours and 11 minutes.
Should we have a quick read through the comments before
Yeah,
we
go ahead.
finish?
Go ahead. I'll just move my camera a bit closer.
Okay,
'cause
so
it's a bit far.
Diana says, adding you on Instagram, but once a time because I'm on my phone and I don't want to miss something live. Organics came around November, improves the slicer. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Restart says, I've been fixing my Y belt now for like 10 minutes and I just noticed that I do not wrap it around the actual motor. No,
Very nice.
pulley, don't you?
Yeah.
I was really confused as to why the gantry did not move when I tried pushing on it.
Happens to the best of us. That's
Yeah.
how you learn.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at what I've done to my printer for it not to on a level right now. But yeah. Alright,
And
great show. No,
not
go on,
done
go on,
yet,
go on.
Tom.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Diana says, stop, end stop's not connected, 10 p.m. Dora is one of the few women in the hobby here because a techie and not for attention. So I jumped on board. I'm not attracted by Nero as well, even if
Okay, I've
I
just
support
figured
his
out what the
channel.
issue was. Sorry, I've just figured out what the issue was. My secondary my
stop?
secondary motor wasn't connected. The
Oh.
my because it's got two motors on for the fixed it.
I'm
Sorry,
not
Joseph.
attracted to Nero as well, even if I support his channel. Why, you don't like lumberjacks? I'm just kidding.
And
Dan says, great show all, and Joe Dub says, I think as a public personality, you have a large sample size in which to observe bad behaviour. Your you is the best you. Hearts in the way. I'm gonna go good. Gonna guess it says good. Good way to spend an afternoon. Thanks all.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
it's been fun, and as it's tradition, I have lost a subscriber.
Have you gained any?
Not that I
Thanks, Joe.
can tell.
Thank you, Joe. That's a good way. That's the kind of energy we're trying to put. I choose to be the change I want to see in the world. Sooner or later, it will catch up. I hope we catch up. By the looks of some things, we might take a couple decades.
Alrighty. Are we all good? All up
I
all
think
up to
so.
date with chat?
Diana
Fantastic.
says, bye. Greetings from Italy. See you all.
Guys, we're global. We got
And thank you for the
Canadians,
donation as
Italians.
well. It's gonna go towards my project, and I couldn't be more grateful. Sub one to
Hi,
fill the
Nick.
void. Thank you. Right. I keep waffling. Thank you, everyone.
Yep.
Bye,
Next week is my Valentine's Day special video. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. It's funny. Joseph, is it funny? Okay, good. Thank
Yes.
you.
As much as humour I can express, yes.
Awesome. Cool. Bye.